Yeah, what is up, everybody? It is Friday. You know what that means. It is jam night, because you know how I do. Friday night jams is how we've been doing it. I have an incredible pleasure of having with me in the studio. Eliza, welcome to the studio.
Yeah, Adam.
Right on. You are here in the flesh now.
Yeah.
What an improvement from last time. Now we don't have to worry about cats attacking you, attacking each other. I don't know how many people watched the show that, we did a remote show where you joined me last week, and you were getting bombarded with cats.
I have a lot of cats. It is what it is, but yeah, that was I've heard about those cats and the cat situation quite a bit, and so I'm really, really grateful to be here with you live. This is awesome.
Yeah, it definitely is cool.
And it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, right? I mean, I didn't even know. People in my Discord were like, oh, hey, man, Timcast is stealing Adam's guests. I'm like, who's on the show? I didn't even know. I was just like, oh, snaps.
So wait, you didn't know I was going to be on?
I heard that Control Pew was coming.
Yes.
And then I found out yesterday that you were here, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I made my...
Should we tell people how that went down?
Yeah, sure, we could talk about it.
Okay,
yeah.
So I didn't know that. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I didn't know. I just don't want to give too much information, but I didn't know that Adam was here in the house, and I stayed here last night.
Yeah.
And after the show, all of a sudden, a freshly shaved Adam.
True, I had a beard when we had our episode last week.
So I thought that Adam lived in Florida for whatever reason. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for this thought.
Yeah, this whole Florida thing, like, why?
I have no idea where this came from. It's irrelevant, but I think people don't understand. So we did a nice long podcast together.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
I love that podcast.
It was good.
Well, besides the cat situation. But
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it made for
I
showed him my wound last night from the cat biting me. But
hold on. Just to let everyone know, the cat bit her between the toes.
Yeah, he bit me bad. He was trying to get to the other cat.
Continue though.
So, well, so I'm standing there. A freshly shaved Adam walks out. So I think people don't realize, like, even though we had prepared for the interview, and even though we're definitely Twitter friends,
right? And
you're really supportive, and I appreciate it so much. I don't think people understand we're not like real life. We weren't real life friends. We were pretty much just internet friends. So Adam comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
At Tim Pool's house. I'm just trying to relax, unwind, shoot the breeze with everybody. And Adam comes out of nowhere, and I had 4 strokes and a heart attack. It was like I saw a ghost, and then it was a whole new night.
No. Hold on. You're skipping the most important part of the story. She gives me this look. She's got...
Dang.
I was like, I'm walking over like, hey, I'm clearly intent to go say hello.
Okay, the reason that I gave you that
I'm going to go visit. I'm going to go say hello to this person that I feel like
a lot of
would recognize me.
Okay, a lot of you folks around here have long, wavy hair.
Okay, who?
And you...
Ian and me.
Dang. Why are you guys going to do me like this? Listen, I wasn't expecting him to be here.
Right, okay.
And he had freshly shaven. And when we did our podcast last week, it would be like if you saw me with a wig.
Okay, that's true.
It's like a whole new man.
All right, I'll give you that. That's true.
I was also just fresh off of doing the largest podcast that I had ever done. And I mean, not to make excuses, but I worked a full work week this week. So I worked a full 40 hours.
Some dust on your shoulder. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
How was that though?
gosh.
How did you have a good time over on Tim's show?
There are a lot of things. So it is difficult for me. I'm still trying to get my footing as a public survivor leader. I feel like there's so many ways that I can improve. And I think last night probably exposed the ways that I can improve. I think it's important to note that I don't really specialize in anything other than human trafficking, sexual assault, and domestic violence. Those things I can speak very easily on, but anything else is a little more difficult.
I can see
and
that.
I also try to keep my eyes on my own page, so to speak.
All right.
So I really just am hyper-focused on that one issue. So really speaking or adding anything to a conversation about anything that's not involving those issues is really difficult for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to human a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I think because I do speak well about human trafficking, sexual assault, domestic violence, not well, but I mean, because I can speak to the issue well, I think maybe folks think that I can speak to any issue like with that same energy, and I just cannot. I don't even have a GED, so I just. I always joke with my best friend Amanda that I just got smart recently. So I'm learning through the podcast space about, history and all these other issues. So I really didn't know much about what we were talking about last night.
Okay.
It also felt odd to not be able to talk about the one thing that's super near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
But I do respect Tim's platform. So I wanted to respect the boundaries that were there.
Okay.
That were set. And I'm also grateful that we did it behind the paywall. I'm not shocked that the site crashed.
You crashed the Tim website.
Yes.
That's pretty baller move. Coming in hot and being like, hey, I'm gonna come on the scene, and everyone's like, oh, we got to get a piece of that.
Yeah.
And you crashed the site.
Yes, I did.
All right, that's pretty
multiple times.
That's pretty multiple times.
Yeah, and I mean, it's bad in a way that happened. I want everyone to hear what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I truly feel that until everyone is free around the world, I want people to hear what I have to say. And then when other survivors have the opportunity to be free, I want them to have an opportunity to speak as well, if and when they're ready. Yeah. So this is something that's really important to me. I will say that never in my wildest dreams did I ever think, in my wildest dreams, like if you would have asked me a year ago today, you're going to be on Timcast, you're going to be on Adamcast, you're going to be on Drunkcast at 6 o'clock.
Right.
We should get into that.
We will.
We should talk about that.
Oh, we will.
But never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that something of this magnitude was possible. And yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit choked up just even thinking about it, because it's just wild to me that it's wild that sorry.
That's okay.
It's wild that so many folks are willing to talk about it on their platform.
I think it's really
Sorry.
Don't be at all. If you need a second,
it gives me a lot of hope for the future that the podcast space is willing to keep these issues alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me a lot of hope. Because there's so many people out there that need someone to listen, especially survivors. And so I'll be all right.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's been a long week.
Well, if
no, we're good.
You can go in there and grab a tissue.
A couple of tears. Listen, this is good. And actually, it's kind of funny because I always stay pretty stonewalled in most interviews. And my best friend's always like, it'd be okay if you got emotional. Like, you're talking about pretty emotional things. And I'm like,
definitely.
I try so hard not to cry, but it just, I don't think folks really realize it's very moving.
Yeah.
Because I'm like nobody.
No, you're not. That's not true.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in the scheme of the world, I'm nobody. And the fact that so many folks have rallied behind this issue is extremely moving.
Yeah.
It gives me so much hope. And I just hope that the rest of the podcast space and other folks that are influencers will take this issue up and start talking about it.
I hope so. It's definitely.
Sorry to have a mental breakdown.
No, that's
on
fine.
Your dang podcast.
No, not at all.
And I'm really not trying to be depressing. These are tears of gratitude.
Yeah,
These are tears of gratitude.
Of course. Well, and people, when you were on my show last week, people were like, hey, good job talking about such a tough subject.
Yeah. Because
the truth of the matter is, it is a tough subject, and it is a brutal reality that people don't talk about enough. I certainly don't think that they do. I try to report on things that, the heroes that are out actually saving these kids out there. And, you're out there advocating to help anyone that finds your message. And it's, we need more people like that in this world. The people that think they're nobodies when they couldn't be more wrong in that fact, come stand up and speak for the people that are voiceless. Yeah. Like you said it yourself, they convince you that you don't have a voice. Yeah. That is part of their plan, to try to convince the people that they are manipulating and controlling to say, you don't have a voice, your voice means nothing. And so to go from that to now sitting here, crying tears of joy because you've come a long way over the past year.
Yeah, no, it's really wild. It hasn't even been a year yet. So I technically went public in April 2020. It was Amanda from the Daily Wire I think it's actually, this is a really cool story.
Tell it.
I'm just thinking about if my face is jacked up now because of my crying.
No,
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that.
Your makeup's still good too.
Cool.
You're good.
So I actually have this spray.
Mm-hmm.
I know your audience skews male, but just for any folks out there, I actually have this spray, and I didn't use it tonight, but it's a waterproof spray. If I thought I was gonna cry, I would have sprayed it on my face, but I did not. But actually, so when the COVID-19 lockdowns happened, I saw what was gonna happen. With human trafficking, I knew it was gonna spike. It was intuition, but it's also just when you know the crime in the way that I do so personally and as intimately, I knew what was going to happen. And I saw all the pitfalls of these lockdowns as far as human trafficking is concerned. So I started reaching out to journalists in a very aggressive way, asking them, please report on this issue and please put out the human trafficking hotline. So when folks get into a bind, they can call.
Yeah.
And Amanda from the Daily Wire said, I'll do it. She's the only one that said yes, by the way, which
cool.
is
Amanda
scary.
from the Daily Wire. Shout out to Amanda.
Yeah, I have a difficult time saying her last name, Projacamo, but
Okay.
she also did the piece
Let's see if I can
about
pull her up.
Jack and I this week.
Go
Jack
ahead.
Dorsey and I.
I'm going to pull up the, see if I can find her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Actually, she's a great journalist. But needless to say, out of all the journalists, and I hit up a lot of journalists and across the spectrum of politically, folks in the cathedral, I was reaching out to everyone. This is not rare for me, especially if there's something that I want to be heard. But up until that point, I had never included my name or my picture. She said, I think that the piece will get more traction if we add your name and picture. Are you willing to do this? I was underground for so long, just being an advocate. I wasn't public. So for a handful of reasons, but I was terrified to go public. I never wanted to be public survivor. Never. It was like the exact opposite of what I wanted. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing to talk about. This is like the worst parts of my life, like talking about it just out in the open. This is like terrifying. Part of me is selfish because I'm still single, so I don't want like every guy in the world to know that this is my past.
Yeah.
I'm transparent if I'm in a relationship, but I just don't want that to be like the way somebody gets to know me.
Okay.
It's embarrassing. And also the safety issue as well. I also didn't feel articulate enough to speak publicly. So when she said that, I paused, I really thought, and I played the movie forward, and I was just like, whatever, I don't care. I need this information out. And that changed the trajectory of my life forever. So that was in April.
Good for you.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on. And I was telling Adam privately earlier today when he was making me breakfast. When he was making me and his wife breakfast.
I like how she added that. I'm a good guest, all right? Or a good host.
I was just about to say, I'm the guest.
I'm a good host.
Although I think I have moved into this house. So I think it's official. I think I'm just staying forever.
It's a pretty good spot, isn't it?
I'm going to start Eliza cast.
You should. And speaking of which, all right, I was curious when I was going to drop this, but I am going to start... I don't know if it's a GoFundMe or because they actually canceled one of my last GoFundMe that I did. But I'm going to start a fundraiser to get you podcasting equipment.
Oh my gosh.
Because
you're really trying to make me cry.
Okay. Well,
no, I don't feel like crying again.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start a fundraiser, and we're going to get her set up with the ability to podcast. Because I think you need it. I think your idea. You want to tell your idea? Let's talk about it because I think it's a really good idea. Why don't you tell everybody what the idea is?
Yeah. So my idea. So okay, first and foremost. So given that this is the new sort of the way that my life has unfolded, this is the new trajectory of my journey, right? Mm-hmm. So I always ask myself on almost a moment to moment basis, how can I be a maximum service to survivors? Now, right now, I'm a little bit on vacation, but generally in my day, I'm like, okay, what can I do to be a maximum service? And I'm not a saint by any means. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm a little bit of a bad girl too. I don't want people to think I'm a saint. A lot of times people say stuff on Twitter and I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily see myself that way. Like they think but needless to say, now that I do have a little bit of a platform, How can I be of maximum service? So I would like to start a podcast where I interview survivors and give other survivors an opportunity to speak as well, and abusers as well, convicted abusers, so pedophiles, pimps, traffickers.
Yep.
And sit down and have really difficult conversations with them, very nuanced conversations with them, and not to give them a platform necessarily, but to better understand the crime, so that maybe folks that could fall into this lifestyle could have some education on maybe what to look for.
Yeah.
If they are approached by an abuser, men and women abusers, anybody like that. I'm more excited to give survivors a voice, of course.
True.
But I am very interested to find out why these folks do the crime in the first place. I think when we can start to unpack that a little bit more, I think that this is understudied.
Agreed.
And I think when we can unpack that a little bit more, we can understand why it's happening in the first place.
Not just understudied. It's something that it feels like people don't want to address it at all. Even the fact that this kind of thing exists, sex trafficking and, abusers and sex workers, is there a line where there absolutely is a line? It's like, it's not that there's anything against that, but there's definitely people that become victims, either knowingly or unknowingly. They end up in a place where they might not even know. And, now it's, what did you say, 40 million people?
40.3.
40.3 million people right now.
That statistic is on the Human Trafficking Hotline website,
That's
which is pretty much our touchstone. Like they do almost a good portion of the data collecting.
Yeah. And if there's I don't know, an environment where people can understand it, and I think more importantly, recognize the path that leads into it, in others that they may be friends with, seeing someone going down that path as an abuser, maybe can be like, hey, I've noticed this, and maybe talk to them. Or, I mean, everyone loves the shows, Making a Murderer. There's an addiction to understanding human psyche that humans like to do, because we like to, put puzzles together and like understand the root of things. And I think this is something that if people were more aware of it, it's like shining a light on the roaches. It's like you can't hide anymore if everyone understands and sees what they're doing. So I think that's very important to do.
I also think that the way that I'm approaching it is more so sort of the concept, the original concept was based off of Carl Jung, the shadow. So I feel like I am willing to confront my own shadow. Like I know my demons, so to speak. Not all, maybe. Maybe I'm not 100% self-aware, but I'm willing to look at the dark parts of my own self. I'm willing to say that if maybe a day of my life had been different, maybe I could have been an abuser. If my DNA had been different, maybe I could have been an abuser. I see a lot of folks comment these things especially on my Twitter. Of things that they want to do to abusers, or the way that they think that abusers should be handled.
Yeah.
This is not the law. So this is not the law in the United States. And the law in the United States is that they must be locked up. And that's the way that it actually is. So while they're locked up, I think it's important to take that opportunity to study them. But I'm not afraid to admit that I'm not perfect. I'm dark too. I have dark parts of my spirit as well.
Well, hey, newsflash though, human beings are, and any human being on this planet has the ability to be evil or to be good. And it depends on the situation that they're in, the people that they're around. I mean, it depends on everything that has gone on and throughout their life, how they've been treated. And even if they were treated amazingly their entire life, there could be something that can trigger them to be evil. I mean, nobody is a saint. Nobody. You can't convince me that. Like, everybody has the ability to be, a bad person. And that's why, the ACAB, all cops are, I'm not, whatever. It's like, that's such a ridiculous saying, because I know cops that are good. I know cops that are bad. I don't personally know them, but I know that they exist, because you can't lump anyone into anything, because everybody is good. everyone is bad, and it's just the situation. You can't, there's 9 billion people on this planet. 8 billion people. We're all different, all of us. It's ridiculous that you clump everything together. So but it doesn't mean people can't be similar. There's obviously a path that will lead you to be worse and worse. But
I want to find out what that path was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's important to find out that path for survivors as well.
True.
Ian asked me a very powerful question last night on Timcast IRL, or I guess on timcast.com.
Right.
He asked me a very powerful question, like, what could have been different in your case? What would have stopped it from happening?
That is a good question.
I was floored, and it was the first time in an interview I did not have an answer.
Wow.
I had no answer. I would pause for a very long time. I truly feel like nothing could have been different in my case. I was too rebellious.
Yeah.
So even if you would have presented me with the information, I probably wouldn't have listened anyway. And that's the truth. But I think that we need to look at those questions. Those are the types of questions I want to look more into. And I think the more we can educate the youth, and yeah, if they come for like the shock and horror factor of like, oh, this is so crazy and cringe, they might learn. Yeah. And it might help protect somebody from not falling into that position in the first place.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Like you said it on the show last time. It's like, you don't want to meet me, because you're the advocate of and helping people after it's happened. It's like if you're, I think it was because of a super chat. Someone asked about their daughter.
Yeah.
And it's just like, talk to them. Like that is the key.
Please.
There's such a separation now between adults and children. And if that's so weird to me, because I've grew up around, talking to older generations like I was an adult. And that's how I talk to kids. And I think we need, I feel like we can get into education, and it's like education itself is a huge issue, because it's not education, it's indoctrination now. It's a whole different situation. But that's really the key is, showing them what to look for, showing them, how to not become a victim. So what could have changed in your life? It's why were you so rebellious? So you said nothing could have changed it because you were so rebellious, but why? So you go back even further, So when did you become rebellious? Why did you become rebellious?
But you know what though? And I said this last night, and I don't want to give away everything that I said because I want folks to watch that one as well. Mm-hmm. But I said last night I would not have changed it because that same fire, that same rebellious spirit, is serving me really well right now.
Good point.
So I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't care that I was trafficked. I think this is really difficult for people. And I never push my specific brand of survivor on other survivors. It took me a long time to get here.
Yeah.
So to this space, I would not change it for the world. I would not change a single day of my life, not a single second of my life up until this very moment for anything.
That's a really good sentiment.
Because it's because of what happened. And it's because of that fire, that punk rock spirit, that whatever, that I'm able to tell Jack Dorsey on his own platform to kick rocks.
Yeah.
In DM and then have a news article written about it. That's pretty bold.
Yeah.
And
for those who don't know, that's seriously happened. She DM'd the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey.
Because we were friendly, we were already having a conversation, but I left him on red.
Yeah.
There's another nuance to that nobody's brought up. I left him on red. Now, I didn't expose him and say what the last thing he said was. We'll leave that there. But
whoa! So now I don't know.
I
don't know about this.
I blacked it out.
After the show, can you tell me? I promise I won't tell anybody.
I'll tell you after the show.
Nice.
Yeah, I promise he won't tell anybody
inside info.
Oh, you have a lot of inside info now.
I do.
And the feeling's mutual. The feeling's mutual.
It's true. Isn't it fun over here at the Cast Castle?
Okay, so I know we're talking about very heavy topics, and I already cried and everything, but legit, we've been having a total blast.
We have been having a good time. Let's talk about it. Last night.
Okay.
So when I walked over to say hi, you were having some wine. And then I was like, you know what? All right, I'll have some whiskey. Poured my glass of whiskey.
Some whiskey turned into
Ian came down
a whole situation.
And we all started jamming. We had a jam night.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
She straight up goes, Why don't you just go live on Twitter?
Yeah, why don't you just go live on Twitter? Because people don't know this about me. I'm full of shenanigans. Like, I'm still punk rock. People don't know. I sit here and talk. I try to keep a very even keel energy when I'm on podcasts, but I'm pretty punk rock. You have to be. This is the other funny thing. And I said this to Tim. Sorry, did I kick you? Oh.
No, you're good.
The other funny thing, I said to Tim last night, and I don't ever really say this before interviews, but last night was my first live in studio interview ever.
Yeah.
About this issue. So I told him, I said, by the way, I'm not precious. We could talk about whatever.
Okay.
Like, you could go for it. You could kind of know I'm not precious, but he didn't, know me like that. So yeah, I'm also a little bit of a shenanigan person. I like shenanigans, clean shenanigans.
Yeah.
Fun shenanigans, clean shenanigans. Nobody gets hurt. Very nonviolent shenanigans. But I'm definitely one to get the party started.
Yeah.
And I was so last night I was like, why didn't you just go live? And we did. Like 10 times.
So I did a jam. We basically
and I was belting at the top of my lungs and dancing with Ian
she
and
was
doing
somehow
the most.
singing along to my songs that she had never heard before.
Okay, so this is wild. He goes, how do you know this song? I thought it was Tool. Because I've listened to Tool, A Perfect Circle. This is like, GOAT, right?
I love them, yeah.
Like Maynard is GOAT.
Yeah, he is.
Really?
No doubt. I saw him last year. It was awesome.
Did you?
Yeah, it was so good.
So is he touring with The Perfect Circle then?
No, it was Tool when they released their latest album. Oh, it was awesome. I saw him in Phoenix right before the lockdown, basically.
Okay, so I know I don't track them as hard as I would have. So I was, into Tool, like Deftones era.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get into Refused? That's kind of like really...
No, I don't know that.
I believe they're Swedish.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so they're a little more. That's kind of a niche.
Yeah.
Band, but no. Let's see. Who else was I listening to then? So Deftones, Tool. They're really the standouts right now.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, but more about my awesome song though.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he starts playing his song. You sound like Tim Pool. So now more about his awesome song. So he starts. I'm done. So he starts playing a song, and I knew the words.
It's pretty cool.
And I loved that song. That was a great song. I thought I knew the song.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then we just were singing it and just having a ball.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Good, clean fun.
And actually, Ian, for those who don't know, Ian is, I kept telling him, like, man, just come join me on my show. I think he's going to join me maybe next week sometime.
Why has he not? How did you guys meet each other?
I met Ian through Tim.
Okay. So, how did Tim meet Ian?
I think they met when Tim was up at, like, the Minds studio, like in 2019.
Minds the platform?
Minds, yeah, because Ian helped design and create Minds with
really?
Bill. Yeah, like 10 or 11 years ago. So Tim met.
So does Ian do tech?
Yeah. Ian's he's dabbles in a lot of things, but yeah, he's definitely
interesting.
Yeah, he helped. Yeah, he really is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a trip.
Yeah, I like Ian a lot. He's cool. Shout out to Ian.
Yeah, shout out to Ian.
Yeah, everyone. A lot of people were upset at Ian because he was my co-host here on Adamcast, and then,
he was.
Some things happened where I was no longer on the Timcast show, and Ian just became a co-host on that show instead, and
so back
people
up
were
everything.
kind of upset about
Let
that.
me not. Why do I feel like I'm about to stir up
No.
stir the pot?
No. That's why I was just like, things happened, whatever. And so people were, there's my chat / Discord. People have like a love-hate relationship with Ian. But I think it's because they miss him and they miss me and him hanging out because we have a good dynamic, him and I. So,
But technically he was Tim's friend first. So he's just being loyal to the OG.
You're right. It's true. And I'm okay with it. I'm not, I enjoy my show.
But there's
I have
no
a good
reason,
time.
since you guys have this podcast house, and then since I'm moving in here and doing,
Eliza Cast.
Yeah, since I'm doing Eliza Cast IRL.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be IRL because this will have to be recorded versions of.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fine.
I mean, especially if I'm going to like prison. It's kind of hard to do that live.
That's
I don't know.
Good point.
Maybe not. I'd be willing
no,
to do it live.
No, you don't want to do it live. I don't think you should. I think it should be more...
My only fear with doing it live from criminals, like from someone that's a convicted abuser, is that they might attack me just for the lulz.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that. I think it should be you have
If
a
they
you have
know
a really
it's
good
live.
producer. Shout out to your producer. I know she's listening now.
Yeah. She
Shout
is
out.
probably.
She's pretty cool.
She might be sick of hearing my voice. She's probably like, I'm so sick of hearing Eliza on these podcasts.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh my
dog.
gosh. Last night was wild. Yeah, dog.
Dog.
Yeah, dog. Shout out to Amanda. Everybody go follow her. Well, okay. People that can hang, go follow her on Twitter. She's libertarian on Twitter. She might be in the chat. But if you can hang, if you got your big adult pants on, she's got a good Twitter for that.
You know what? I'm going to spin the UFO because it's not spinning. This is the famous UFO here. I don't know if you've heard about the UFO.
Why is it famous?
You haven't? You haven't heard about the UFO? See, this here UFO here used to be on the desk of Timcast.
Okay.
And it's now on my show. And they moved here, right? And they just left it there, back over in because we moved here from Jersey.
Okay.
And they just had the audacity to leave it. This UFO, one of the coolest things.
It is actually really cool. You guys have a lot of floating things here. Like that, this floats.
They're just trying to replace the UFO. They can't replace the UFO.
But these floatings, they did have a lot of gorillas on the desk.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
I know.
The gorillas.
Alex Jones, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I watched I watched them live intentionally because I knew that they were probably going to get pulled down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was watching live. What great shows. Loved it. But I don't know, because it was a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And a lot of information.
Alex Jones, a lot of energy? Really? What?
I know. I got to kick it up a notch.
Yeah. Where are you?
I'm at on a scale of 1 to Alex Jones, I'm like at a half of a point.
Yeah. Me too.
Only because I talk about human trafficking. We're like low energy Jeb compared to Alex Jones. We're like pathetic. In fact, maybe we should stop this live stream.
Please smash the like button. See what I did there?
Please smash the like button.
Please smash the like button. Please clap.
Yeah. And then we're out here on a 1 and Alex Jones is on 9,000.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Man.
Someone actually sent me this spinning light.
Yeah, I look at it. It's really cool.
Someone
and the other fun thing is that this house is gorgeous and your space here is great.
Thank you.
For some reason, I thought Adam and I were going to be sitting like super close to
like
each other.
Like newscasters or something?
I don't know. I was just like, that's not going to be good for optics.
Yeah. Sit really like shoulder to shoulder.
I don't know. Yeah. I was
Wait,
thinking we were gonna
you
be
said
sitting
something
close.
about Nancy Pelosi or something. Who
yeah, remember Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer when they did that situation with the flags in the background and they were like legit standing this close to each other? What were they talking about? I forget now. But and she looked really
Good morning.
Sunday morning.
Sunday
oh my gosh,
morning.
I forgot I said that on Timcast.
Did you really?
Oh.
Good morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just waiting for when I'm actually fully canceled for real. I don't know. I mean, I know it's coming. I just don't know what it's going to be. It'll probably be the most innocuous.
Well, you were saying something. You were having a conversation with Amanda earlier today about a bunch of people are getting canceled. For
not canceled, banned.
Excuse me, banned, right? Mm-hmm. For what? For exposing sex trafficking in high-ranking places, but they were legitimate, right? Or
okay, so there are terms. Okay, so there are terms of service.
Yeah,
and so we're talking about Twitter specifically.
Okay.
So there are terms of service for every platform. So one comment, actually, I think this is interesting. Someone had commented on my Twitter. Well, you talked about those issues on Adamcast. Why can you not talk about that on Timcast? I don't think folks realize that even speaking about these issues, you run the risk of being demonetized and potentially booted off. And when your whole life, YouTube. But I don't speak in a way that's would do that.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
I get it.
I'm not like on that wave, whatever would get somebody banned. But I think that that's pretty interesting if you truly think about it. But what some folks do is they put the extra sauce on it and they focus. I put a lot of sauce on my stuff now. I'm not going to lie. And when I say sauce, I just mean the extra spicy.
Yeah, I got you. Mm.
I do get a little spicy. But I always try to keep it clean spice and things that I can back up with facts. Facts, data, statistics. So if I say...
That's my language right there.
If I say, I'm sick of these pedos on Twitter, right? I think I said that today on Twitter. I'm sick of these pedos on Twitter.
Okay.
Because there was another big news story today.
Really?
I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, send it to
me. So
me.
I said, I'm sick of these pedos on Twitter. I can back up. There's pedos on Twitter. I was saying it underneath a news article. So,
about it.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
So you always have to stay with it. And I learned this from Hotep Jesus. We are flying behind enemy lines.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this, you have to be impeccable.
True.
Very strategic, which I am. That being said, I am waiting to get banned. I know. I've been knowing for a very long time. They do not want my voice to be heard. And it's not about me necessarily. It's about the countless victims and survivors.
Yep.
That could potentially be set free.
Yep.
And I know folks are probably going to say, oh, she's tripping. I got one word for you, Epstein.
Yep.
That's all you need to know. Just look at the Epstein situation. How that went down. How it was buried for so long. How it's still being buried. Still being buried. They're still trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
This is still going on. So if you think just imagine what's really going on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is what gets me.
I'm gonna send you that article.
Cool. What gets me is, though, this isn't partisan. This isn't even political. This is just like, who wouldn't want to get behind helping people that are being trafficked? Like, who's out there going, I'm good. Let it continue happening. Like, not a big deal. Like, I just don't understand. Someone like you, I've been following you. I see the stuff that you post. Yeah, you're spicy, but you're also not like attacking any specific person without facts. And the one person you do happens to be the CEO of Twitter. Of course, you went right to the big top.
I DM'd it to you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I just go straight to the top.
Yeah.
I don't play any games. I don't have time to play games. This is life or death out here. Let's keep it all the way real. This is life or death out here. John Doe, the survivor from Twitter that's filed the lawsuit.
NYPD officer charged with kiddie porn after making teens send him violent sexual videos on social media. That's ridiculous. An officer of the law. See, just proves my point. Not everybody is good. Not everyone's bad. But now I'm sure there's people out there that are going, see, now I'm going to use this to basically say all cops are pedos. And it's like, no. One person who, this story is ridiculous. Jeez. I'll just read it, let you guys know. An NYPD officer is accused of using social media to convince 4 dozen preteens. 4 dozen.
Back that up, so read it real slow so that people can understand exactly what this means.
And yeah, exactly. Accused. Well, obviously they have some sort of proof, or else they wouldn't be coming out with the story.
Trust me.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. And you know what's even more wild? I just want to add some nuance.
Go ahead.
Do you know how difficult it is to prove these cases?
No, I don't.
Very, very difficult. It's rare that these folks are
or like, I don't understand. Like, if they have the stuff on their computer,
you don't think an officer of the law would know how to hide?
That's a good point.
A situation like that.
Yeah, true. And it's protected too. Like,
it's when they start getting bold and sloppy.
Yeah.
But
when they force 4 dozen preteens and teenagers, you think some of them are going to get a little upset and tell someone else.
Yeah, usually it's a friend of a child or the child themselves that finally comes forward and says something. That's why I always recommend to parents, make sure your children have trusted adults in your circle so that if this happens, God forbid, right?
Yeah.
Like, worst case scenario, your child is exploited through social media. You want your child to feel comfortable going to someone.
Yep.
It might not be you, but they better go to they have to go to someone, because this will continue on and on and on.
Yep.
And these pedos are going to go from child to child to child. It never seems to be enough.
Nope. Never is it?
No, which I do find just like, I find it a little bit perplexing. It's an interesting... So I've, of course, met folks along my journey that struggle with sexual addiction. Mm-hmm. I don't know. it's interesting to me that it's not only are you a pedophile, but then you're also like a sex addict pedophile. I've never seen the studies about what that looks like. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of children. So if you were looking at like, what's a dating? Gosh, you could tell I'm not out. I don't date.
Like
well,
a dating
Tinder.
app? Tinder. Okay.
So like, how many dozens of women would you ask to have send you nudes? That's like very extra.
That's true.
How many did that say? 2 dozen?
4 dozen.
4 dozen. So 4 dozen. Like, would you ask 4 dozen women to send you nudes? That's a lot of like nudes. So that's what I'm saying. It's a very specific. Yeah, that's like a lot of addiction there.
Right. Yeah. Where it's like it's a problem. It's an addiction.
Not only are you a pedophile, you're also addicted as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think?
Sorry, this is dark.
I mean, it's a subject that this is a reality. That's what I said.
And it is.
It's tough, but it's a reality. So
it is.
This kind of stuff is actually happening, where people are getting arrested
today. Right now.
From this stuff is literally happening. So like, to understand why, it's so it really is some sort of sickness. Being a pedo, essentially. It's like there's something that is, the screw is loose on some sort of something somewhere along the line. And I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know.
I think it's nature, nurture. I think it's a mixture between, this is my opinion.
Sure.
I think it's a mixture between DNA and then how folks are raised. And then, of course, a lot of times abusers were also abused.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there is that piece there. I'm not trying to justify it. For instance, I was abused. I was trafficked. I've never trafficked anyone.
Yeah.
So this is no excuse. But I think that if folks looked a little closer, most abusers were also abused as well. And the other thing I do like to point out is that this has gone back to the beginning of time. Some of our earliest recording is, so this is not a new conversation.
Yeah.
That's a piece I think people are unwilling to bring up a lot. This is not a new conversation.
Sadly.
This has been a problem.
Yep.
One of the reasons that I'm so against it is that because now we have, better understanding of our brain and the way that our brain develops, I think it's particularly sick to take advantage of someone before the frontal cortex. You know what I mean? Your brain isn't fully developed yet.
It's like 25, I think, is when the brain fully
is done.
Developed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in your case, it probably took a little bit longer.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got you.
Appreciate that. Way to
in Ian's case,
break the ice a little bit.
In Ian's case, yeah, I'm perfect for that. In
Brutal.
Ian's case, it might be. In Ian's case, he probably got. Let me stop. I'm done. I'm fired.
What did I do to deserve that?
I'm about to be kicked out of because we're friends.
Okay, it's true. Friends get it the most, I guess. I'm okay.
Oh
with
my
it.
gosh, yes, my friends get it the most. I talk.
Brutal.
Yeah, my friends get it the most, especially for some reason my guy friends. But I pick on my girlfriends too.
Yeah, that's
girls
cool.
that are friends.
Yeah, that's something that people don't get. Like, I make fun of my friends, and I like poking fun of my friends, and because Tim and I had this, people are just so, they want to know. They want to know what happened.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are they really, ooh. And it's like, and then whenever I poke fun of him, there's always like a flood of, how dare you speak ill of him? Like, he gave you a platform. And I'm like, okay, I do you not watch my show? I talk about how grateful I am for him all the time. Like, get out of here. Like, these are his mics. Like, I'm still grateful. Like, he's given me, I mean, I wouldn't have this platform without him, so like, I'm super grateful, but he's my friend. I reserve the right to poke fun at him. It's like, they don't realize that my friends get it the worst.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
They do. The more I like you, the more I'm going to poke you with sarcasm.
But it's funny because I kind of throw a lot of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I pick. I told you I'm full of shenanigans.
Yeah.
People really don't do it back like that.
No.
To me. And when they do, you already know, I kind of have a thin skin about it. Like, I'll kind of get my feelings. That's probably why they don't. That's probably why they don't get back at me. But yeah, like, nobody, like, My friends never make fun of like because I do a lot of things that are easy to make fun of. Like I'm wearing a full like gown and blinged out jewelry. A kind of chill podcast. I have no hair. I have a lot of cats. People do make fun of the cats, but that's such an easy target.
After our first episode, I mean, they kind of have. I feel like I have a right to make fun of you with your cats. For those who didn't watch the show when she was on last week, there was a straight cat battle going on before we went live.
Yeah,
it was like she's like, "Sorry, give me a second." They're literally killing each other, and it sounded like they are. It was, and like I
was in the middle of their fight. I was in the middle of their fight. Actually, I'm gonna have Amanda clip that spot where Pinky bit my foot.
Yeah.
Because when he bit my foot,
I didn't even know.
But when you look back on the live, you know I zoomed to that spot. Legit, my face was hilarious. It was like, like I can't even redo it. It was just chef's kiss. Oh, you cannot. It's live. You know, you can't make this stuff up.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah.
And it's also funny because I talk about serious topics.
Yeah.
So it's just never good timing.
Little do you know, she's actually, her hands were off the camera holding back the cats. One was on this side, the other one this side, and they were like trying to claw at each other. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad you thought so. They also knocked over my phone.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, so back this up, and I can't believe
what
you're
are we
start the
about?
GoFundMe. Nothing.
Oh,
and that's what I said. Well, let's just let it flow.
Oh,
let's
that's good.
Talk. So people don't understand. Like I've been doing podcasts off of my phone, and I don't have internet at home. I don't have a computer.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for 2020. I also don't make a lot. People think I'm out here balling.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you know, everybody has haters. So
yes,
people legit think that I'm out here just super like grifting. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like balling off of the situation.
Right.
I don't think people really understand.
There's not a lot of money in advocating for that, is there?
Well, not only when I have had the ability to be free, I was in quite a bit of debt. Plus, I went to a safe house for 3 months where I wasn't able to pay my bills, so I wasn't working.
Okay.
But my former abusers really backed up my debt. This isn't rare. This happens.
Yeah.
But so when I got out, when I had the opportunity to be free, I left with quite a bit of debt. I've slowly been working my way out. I have quite a bit of debt. I mean, it's pretty abrasive.
Okay.
I could probably do jobs where I'd make more money, but I wouldn't be fulfilled.
That's important.
And I'd rather be fulfilled than make money.
Yeah.
And actually, I've sort of enjoyed sort of pulling myself a little bit out of debt. Slowly, you know, it's taught me a lot of personal responsibility. And I actually get a high buzz off paying my bills. I don't know. I like the buzz of it.
Yeah.
I like paying the bills with my own money.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that. So I try to work hard. But at any given time, I mean, right now, I feel like I am balling, and I probably have I just got paid. Let's see, what is today? Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so I just got paid last night, so I would now have, I think, to my name. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be out here telling my business like this.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
I don't have a lot of money. Let's put it that way.
You can just say that.
Yeah.
And look, and for those who missed this at the beginning of the episode, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to help her get set up to podcast.
Thanks.
I think it's important. I believe in your message. I followed you for basically when you got on into the Twitter game.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is such an important issue that people need to talk about more. It needs to be mainstream, that people are recognizing it and knowing that it's a case. Let's talk about AI actually.
Yeah.
Because I always like looking at problems and situations going, how do we get out of this?
Yeah.
How do we get out of this problem? How do we solve this issue? How do we move forward? You know, I don't like to look back. Okay, let's move forward. And you are very heavy into, you believe AI is part of the future. And I can kind of see it, you know, because AI is, before it becomes Skynet anyway, you know, while it's still in our control, is very powerful. So give us your.
Did we talk? And I
breakdown.
don't mean to be. I forget. What did we? Did we talk about this already in the last podcast?
We did a little bit. We
I apologize. It's like I talk so much to so many people all the time. I forget what I say on where.
No, we did talk about it a little bit, but
okay.
I feel like between the cats
Okay.
And your phone falling out, and then you actually getting
yeah,
booted off the show somehow.
Yeah.
Right when you told me your idea, and I was like, I think that's a pretty good idea, and you were like, I'm out. And I was like, is she upset that I didn't like glorify her idea or something?
Okay, so the deal with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So I firmly believe that with the proper use of artificial intelligence, it can completely remove the child sexual abuse material and human trafficking from the digital space. But the wild thing is people act like I'm out here talking like what they're already using this technology.
Yeah.
So Twitter, for instance, is already using photo DNA. By the way, this is public on their website. It's in the Transparency Report. So they're already using photo DNA and hashing as a part of what they use to remove the child sexual abuse material. They do remove some child sexual abuse material. They report it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They leave that report is public.
Okay.
So they do remove some. That is how they do it. I don't know how much they're reviewing with their own eyes. In John Doe's case, they wrote him back, a minor.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Wrote him back, said that they had reviewed it and decided to leave it up. So that was he was 13 in the video. He's still a minor today. And he provided them with photo identification. So clearly what we're doing currently is not working.
Yeah.
So we need to kick it up a notch. This should be top priority. We're talking about human rights violations against children. Why this is even a conversation, I don't know. But I'm going to have it until it's done. So what we need to do is use technology. I don't necessarily think that with artificial intelligence, we should be willy-nilly. I think that we should be very conscientious and very careful about where it could go. But this is one area that can help. And to be brutally honest, Forbes has probably done the best job at reporting about the proper use of artificial intelligence. Forbes has done an incredible job. If anyone just wants to Google a couple, if you just put in artificial intelligence, human trafficking, Forbes, or if you just put in I think one of my articles is one of the first ones that pops up.
Nice.
But
you gotta get the other shoulder. I already dusted the left shoulder.
No. But I truly, truly believe this wholeheartedly. I think that when we can move it off the digital space once and for all, this is not a new conversation.
Yeah.
Amanda just was telling me the other day. I think one of the founders of Wikipedia had followed me on Twitter, and I was all hyped about it. You know,
nice.
You know, had a moment. You know, it's just cool. It's like it's really fun for me. It's fun when people start paying attention.
I know that feeling.
I'm grateful. Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
So I sent it to her and she's like, oh yeah, he was a big whistleblower against the child sexual abuse material on Wikipedia back in the day, and that's why he left. So this is like, and I think that story was probably 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
These are not new conversations. I'm not like reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
By talking about this stuff.
But what's new is the internet. It's the technology that we have that we're able to. It makes it worse and it's better because people are able to share it easier through the interwebs and meet up and coerce people to becoming victims through the interwebs. So there's that whole side of it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, we are now using technology to, like, I don't know how that cop got found out, but if there was AI that was designed to see, but you know, it's a gray area too, because is it invading our privacy? Like
this is where we have to be extremely careful. And
right.
These are the conversations that we have in the human rights space is does it violate human rights? So, and it does get very dicey because when you're talking about human trafficking, there's always an abuser involved. Same thing with domestic violence. So, and in the wrong hands, this information could be extremely deadly.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful, but what are we going to do? Just let it continue? We need to keep coming up with new ideas. This is why I love it when everyone pays attention, but I specifically am trying to catch the ears of tech.
Yeah.
Not necessarily big tech, but folks that work in tech.
Yeah.
I need help. We need help. I cannot wait for the government to do this. Lives are at stake. So I need these ideas. And the thing is, folks reach out to me because I talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. They want to start from the back. Before anyone reaches out to me, please do research and find out what's available and find out what's already going on. Because I don't speak tech specifically. I'm just telling my ideas. I'm a survivor. That's like all I do.
Yeah.
I'm a survivor and I'm an advocate. So I don't work in tech. There actually are some survivors that work in tech, but that's a newer kind of a newer thing. But they're in there. There are some survivors that work at tech. So if this is something that interests you, I would think about reaching out to like Annie Cannons is the organization that serves survivors and teaches them how to code and become engineers, things like that.
What is it, Annie?
Annie Connons. Annie, ANNIECONNONS, I think, maybe. They have a great Twitter page too. Cannons, maybe Cannons. It's hard for me to remember everything, Adam. It was a very late night.
Why isn't it loading? Well, I have the article written up, or here it's just make software for a better humanity. That's pretty cool. Just helping
yeah,
people.
they do. Yeah.
It says we build websites and apps at reasonable prices. So they actually, you can actually work there.
Yeah.
And work and then build stuff. That's pretty sweet.
They teach survivors how to code, basically, which is
great.
really cool.
Yeah.
What a great skill. I don't think I would be good at it, but I never tried.
Yeah.
But I'm also not like that. I'm more, I'm not
It's
so
like
much
learning
analytical.
another language.
Yeah, I'm not so much like that. That's not how my brain works. I
Yeah.
can barely read as it is. So,
Okay.
so I, for some reason, Adam, writing is so much easier for me. Do you read well?
I like to read, yeah. I've read a lot of the books that you see.
You're like, girl, there's 100 books behind you.
You see all those books? Yeah, I've read
Listen,
all
I
those
wasn't
books.
so much looking at the.
Yeah,
see, like this is my style.
I haven't read all the books.
Did I touch this?
Yeah. That's
sorry.
actually my childhood Where the Wild Things Are book. Oh, open it up too because it's kind of hilarious. I wrote my name on every single page.
What a sweetheart! It says Adam. Oh my gosh, my nails are the worst, you guys. It's been a long life. It's been a long life. My nails, I look like I curled. Oh, Adam.
Yep. I really enjoyed that book. It was.
What a Adam.
I don't understand the numbers. I don't really get what I was doing.
Because you were just learning how to write, and you were excited to do it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
That's why. That's so cute.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so that was good. Speaking of reading, let's read some of these here super chats.
Okay.
All right. Man, that's fun.
That's really cute.
Thank you. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says, "Hi, Adam. Enjoy the stream. Was just wondering if you had a look on the Von Braun space station design by Gateway Foundation. If not, consider a segment. I actually had them on my show, the people that designed it, and the Gateway Foundation guys. That's in my interview playlist. You can actually go and they explain it, and we talk about it. And it was an awesome. Actually, they were on my show a few times, the Gateway Foundation guys. So definitely go check it out if you missed those episodes. But to answer your question, absolutely yes. I have had a look at the space station design. It's pretty cool, and it looks like it's going to happen too. Daniel says, anyone going to Occupy Wall Street on Sunday? I am. Good for you, Daniel. That's awesome. I don't think I will be occupying Wall Street, but I've got a schedule to keep, Chris, what? It's true. You should have seen the look she just gave me. My goodness. Fire. Chrissy says,
I'm the one that's been freaking out all day because I haven't really been working. I never take breaks.
Yeah.
And so I've been so uncomfortable all day. Like, I'm not working. So I'm a spaz normally.
Yeah.
So I'm the one that is laughable. Like, I have a schedule. Yeah, that'd be like me. Like, yeah, I freak out.
The show must go on.
The show goes on.
Yes, it does. I'm going to make it happen. All right. Chrissy says, complaining about a sudden fresh shaved Adam. Why? Has the chat been upset about it? Like, seriously. I had a beard. Now I don't. The beard will grow back.
But
That's
you
what
made
happens.
a big deal about it during our podcast.
What about my glorious beard?
Yes.
It was glorious, mind you.
It was glorious, but this is a good look.
Thank you. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Look, let me just say, in my song, The Forge, one of the lyrics is, you're responsible on how you handle change. Change is inevitable. Change will always happen. Things are going to happen in your life that you can't control. So learning how to deal with those things is a lost art, sadly, in this day and age. We have to, like she said earlier, not regret anything, because you can't change the past, but you can accept how you handle change that's going to inevitably happen in your life. So this beard being such a big deal, that shows a lot more about all of you than it does about me shaving my beard.
That's my line. That says a lot more about you than it does about me.
I mean, it's a good
I
line.
actually used it today because,
Did you?
Yeah, well, already I got dragged so hard for the Timcast. Like, they're still dragging me. Oh, my gosh.
Why? What?
Anything and everything that could have been said. My voice is annoying. I'm stupid. I'm ugly. I'm fat. My chest was a hot topic. Who I'm going to have sex with, who I'm not. Everything it was all on the table.
Oh, my goodness.
It was all on the table. I think, though, that partially it was because I wasn't talking about, if I had been just talking about human trafficking, but for anyone that came in not knowing why I was there in the first place, I think when I talk about my normal things, people stay pretty respectful. If I stay from the script, it's like go time. People have a go at my looks, which is fine, or my voice or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't fully disagree. Like, I'm like, all right, well, but anyway, I said that says a lot more about you because folks were saying that that I was trying to show off my chest, but I was wearing like a turtleneck and a blazer. Yeah,
wait, what? Like, I don't get it. You had some like Gotham jacket on. I thought it looked pretty cool.
I mean, I got these.
Yeah, what's going on with those them shoulders?
It's a whole look. Shut up. There we go. See, he just tossed it back because I was talking about how I didn't like these spiky. You know what would have been cool actually is if I would have put something in there
like
to make it spike out,
like a lady.
Maybe not. That's
something
like
that's something like Lady Gaga would wear or something like that. Let's see. Josh and Jesus says #Eliza for life. Nice. Right on, Josh. Corjan, Eliza, you are brilliant. I have a sister who went through a similar thing, and you are a hero. I'm not going to say that, but a very strongly worded hero for what
now I want to know the word.
I just don't want to swear.
Okay, I got you.
They just added emphasis to how strong of a hero you are.
Okay, send my love to your sis.
All right.
And strong for you for being a supportive family member. That's awesome.
Definitely. Thank you for that. IB Rippin'em says, another serious post. Eliza, you're the real deal.
Thank you, IB Rippin'em.
IB Rippin'em he jokes around a lot. And
I know.
So, and you know how he doesn't get serious ever.
No, that means a lot. Thank you.
Just for you. IB Rippin'em, shout out, buddy. Let's see here. IB Rippin'em again says, but I did fart while posting that, FYI.
Oh my gosh.
Good, because this is a little more, chill. We didn't want it to be so heavy as the first time we really kind of focused on the issues. We definitely got into it about the issues because it's an important thing to talk about. But
Adam's actually the first person that's ever said, I want to have you on my podcast. Because after our last podcast, we spoke for a little bit afterwards, and you're the first person that said, actually, I'd like to have you on to just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, that's really cool. Thanks. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't have anything else to say.
What do I want to talk about?
I was like, I know about makeup and cats.
And that's our show. Good night, everybody.
I know about makeup and cats, and I have a great barber.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, who would have thought that it would be the next week?
Right.
Wasn't it just like last week? It was.
So you and I, it was literally a week apart. You and I did our podcast, I believe, on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then I came out to actually, I would have come out to be on Timcast right away, but I was just working. I had already, my work week was already scheduled. I didn't want to be a jerk. Like, I try to not let this extra stuff interfere with my work life so much.
Yeah.
So, although it does a little, but because I'm tired a lot. But I think that yeah, I would have come out right away. You would have tripped out for real if I would have come out like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been cool if if I planned, like you could have been on a show yesterday. But I think this worked out great.
I think it worked out great
cool.
as well.
And
are we gonna go crash on? Are we gonna go
Should we? She wants us to go run up on the Timcast show and just
while they're live
and just scream, "I'm a gorilla."
I am a gorilla.
Every time I even mention the idea of me going on that show, chat freaks out. They're like, do it. You know, the Shia LaBeouf, like, do it. It's like, they straight up, I'm sure it's going to happen.
It's my idea. So, of course, it was my idea. So.
Actually, it wasn't your idea. I'm sorry.
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't. It was Amanda's. Her wonderful producer.
Okay, it was my idea for the gorilla part.
Okay, for
and
saying
let's
gorilla.
add the context of why we're saying that, just so folks don't think we're
Alex Jones.
Yes. Okay. Well, I didn't know. Yeah.
It turned out Alex was wrong about that. I guess he was saying he's a gorilla because I guess he was saying something about DNA traces back through the lineage.
He and Rogan talk about stuff like that all the time.
But I guess he was wrong. Something about it was incorrect.
So
I don't know. That's what Ian was saying.
Let me not show my actual ignorance. But so I checked. So I have Rh negative blood.
Okay.
What's the chat talking
everybody's just saying, do it. Do it.
Okay, this is the only reason I don't want to do it. And you guys know I'm pretty I have stones. You don't want to do it? Okay, then we're not doing it.
I don't want to do it.
It loses. I can't do it by myself. That would be.
No, it's like they made their bed. And I'm
okay. Well, we're down here looking glamorous and fabulous.
Yeah,
so
that's my show. My show's glamorous.
Yeah, we're glamorous and fabulous tonight. There's another funny thing too. I also didn't pack that many clothes.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on here, everybody. So I'm just here at the crib. I have not so many clothes, and this is what I had. And so I decided to give Adam Cass some glamour this evening.
Nice. I appreciate it. And actually, she was supposed to leave. Like around noon or something, and I'm like, no, you should come on. You gotta
just live here now. I was like, okay.
Well, I said you should join me on my show, but and then you were like, oh no, live here. So I was like, oh, I guess that's gonna be a thing.
There's a lot happening right now. There's a lot happening. No, I'm not dating anyone though. Let's get that way out the way.
Yeah, everyone. The conspiracy theories of what happened last night are going wild. From
the real truth, I fell asleep with Adam's wife playing with my hair because she thought it felt cool. That's the real truth, and nothing spicy. It was actually that sounded spicy even just.
Yeah, everyone was probably like, "Whoa!"
No, it was completely friendly. I actually see folks don't know this because I always because everything with COVID I haven't been to, but I'm a very touchy feely person, and I'm a very touchy, and it's just a loving way. Not, you know what I mean? Nothing creepy, no creep vibes, but it was just a nice moment between two cool women. Completely above board. PG. Completely PG.
Heyo.
Completely 100% PG.
No, you know what?
Don't do me like that.
It was a lot of fun to just, I mean, we definitely got buzzed last night, but it was fun too. We were laughing a lot. It was good to laugh. Like, I feel like laughter is so important. You know, being able to laugh and enjoy other people. Humans are social creatures. Like we need, you know, interaction and having COVID, man. Like after dealing with COVID and like not being able to even go outside and like go see people's faces.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even, we're like so dehumanized now. Going out, you have to put a mask on to go anywhere now, and you lose everything. All of a sudden, you're just eyeballs. You know, you can only get so much from someone's eyes. You can tell if they're smiling, kinda, sometimes.
I've been trying to smize because I think I'm decent at smizing, but it's smile with your eyes.
Smizing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Thank you.
Smile with your eyes.
You saw it in my eyes.
That you didn't know what I was talking about?
I was quizing.
Questioning
with my eyes. Did you see what I did there?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I try to smize, but I have realized with the mask that one thing that I like to do is especially passing people in stores.
Yeah.
Grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
I like to smile at people.
Yeah.
I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, me too.
So
right.
I kind of just look up at people, smile at them. These subtle social cues, I feel like are being lost. I miss that.
Me too.
I really do.
That's why I try to, whenever I'm like walking past someone, even if they're not looking at me, I go, hello.
Right.
You know, I give them a pleasant, welcoming anything, you know, like, how are you doing? You know, or like, enjoy your day, you know, anything, because I miss that. So, and when people do that to me, I'm just like, hey, what up? You know, like it kind of catches me off guard. Like, oh, someone just said hi to me. All right, man. Like, all right, nice. Thank you. You know, it's infectious.
It
and
is.
we need more of that. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Definitely. And you guys are all really nice out here. I mean, you're definitely all a bunch of hippies.
Some more than others.
Who's some more? Who's some more?
Ian, come on. Are you kidding me? Ian's definitely the hippiest, dippiest dude I know.
Strong hippie vibes.
Very strong hippie vibes.
That's okay.
Ian, I love you.
No, I love it too. No, I think it's great.
Ian will admit it himself, all right?
I think it's great. I think that energy is great. I love talking to all different types of people.
Yeah.
I just think this energy is just like the coolest place ever, I think.
It is pretty awesome. This house has a lot of cool people that live here.
Yeah. A lot of cool people that live here.
Yeah.
Including me now.
Cool people live
so
here.
Let's see. If I actually did move in here, I would shift the whole energy of the house from like hippie to like space vibes. I actually think my space vibes would probably outweigh Ian's. I think that it would add an equal balance.
Okay.
Hippie vibes, it's like Earth and space.
I'm all about space. I love it.
Me too.
I'm all about that space.
I've personally never been.
Neither
but the night is young.
But I will.
The night is young.
I have a contract. It's an unwritten contract with the guys from the Gateway Foundation, who Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer super chatted about. When they get their space hotel up and running, I get to go perform a concert there.
Cool.
I'm gonna go do it.
Are you going to hire me for background vocals? Because I certainly was belting it out last night.
Yeah, sure. You're so great at singing.
Yo, listen, I can't be good at everything, okay? I'm good at a lot of things. I can't be good at everything.
Oh, that's funny. St. Miles says, for your efforts, Adam. Thank you, St. Miles. I appreciate you. And I thought you were taking a break from the internet. It's good to see you back, though. Good to see you back. Blackwell Disco says, as a Leo, this is the worst part of the job. I was a sexual assault advocate when I was in the Navy, and then it destroyed my soul. You are doing amazing things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to add one more thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The first three was from Blackwell.
Yeah, it has been interesting, especially in the military. I think one thing that's good, but it's bad that it's needed, is that there has been an increased awareness towards folks that are survivors in the military. They have their own sexual assault hotline that it's ran through the National the National Sexual Assault hotline. So they have their own hotline as well, and then they also do have advocates as well on most bases, and it is a really difficult job. The truth is, when I first became an advocate, I wasn't dealing with it well.
Yeah,
I didn't have an easy time. It's really difficult now. Some folks have been critical of the way that I process everything.
Well,
and that's it. Apparently, I guess it's folks that are way smarter than I am say that I am carrying it all in my front. It's that I'm filing it differently. So it's maybe makes him a little nervous.
Okay. Like what? That you could be like volatile, like go off the hinges or something? Or like what do they mean by that?
Yes, that if I don't start dealing with things differently, that maybe it could have, I don't know, some type of long-term ramifications. I'm here for it. Look, if that's the way it has to be, it's the way it has to be.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm unwilling to address what's happened or whatever. It's just I can't sit around and cry about everything all the time. And actually, I was telling Lydia before I came in here that I never know when it's going to hit me.
Yeah.
When I get really upset about a case. John Doe specifically has like really made me, like I still cry about that case.
Can't believe that.
I still cry about John Doe's case probably a few times a week. I mean, it's not like an epic, like losing my mind cry, but there have been moments like that case specifically is just really, it just has done something.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the way it was supposed to be. But sometimes I can read and hear things and I'm not processing it the same way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're known now in the world. You know, if you reach out and say you'd like to speak to someone, guarantee someone's going to step up and be like, I'm there for you.
For help?
Or, you know, just not necessarily for help, just to talk about things. Well,
yeah, I mean, I have my own advocate.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like I think that this is one thing that's interesting. So I do have suicidal ideation at some times.
Okay.
I only had it twice in 2020. And when I mean ideation, it's a fleeting thought. I check in immediately if there's even a fleeting thought.
Yeah.
If I think that the world might look a little bit better without me, I literally do not pause. I go right to the phone and I call my advocate or Amanda or somebody like that. This is the reality, but they're very fleeting. Mm-hmm. If I started planning, making any types of plans of even self-harm, maybe not even going something even as bold as dying by suicide, I would literally drive myself to the hospital and check in.
Nice. So,
this has been the pattern thus far.
Yeah.
I take it very seriously.
As you should.
Yeah. I think, I hope that other people do as well, because especially with I've seen some of the numbers are wild.
Yeah.
With COVID and
with the lockdowns,
people dying by suicide, and
it's crazy.
I mean, I just want folks out there to know, like, be that aggressive.
Yep.
If you have thoughts of suicide, if you have suicidal ideation, be that aggressive.
Yeah, there was a fact that I learned last week or something, that there has been more death by suicide in Japan than COVID deaths. And it's like, okay, when are we gonna realize that there's some serious things going down with these lockdowns that are killing more people than the disease itself that we're supposed to be locked down for? And that's just suicides. Like, there's an uptick in all sorts of different things.
Trafficking.
Case in point.
Human trafficking. What do you think? Do you think that folks always were dying by suicide and we just weren't talking about it before? Or do you think it's increased?
I think, yes, I do.
I'm sure that
I think it has
increased.
Numbers. I certainly think it has increased for sure, because people are getting fired, people are getting canceled, they're getting banned, they're getting removed from social environments that, as I said, human beings need to thrive. And when people are left to their own devices, that's why you call someone right away when you get even a fleeting thought. Mm-hmm. When people don't have that person to go to, those fleeting thoughts become snowballs and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then become an actual something that they end up doing something. That mental health is something that is it's in the same thing. It's like people don't recognize how much of an issue it is, where we need to cater to everyone, because we are all individuals. We're all so drastically different that you can't just do a blanket, education system, because everyone needs different levels of everything, you know? So it's so difficult.
Look at me. I don't learn the same way as most people, but I think a lot of times when folks are in that space where they're having thoughts of suicide, they feel like there could be a burden if they reach out to someone. This is not the case, and that's why the Suicide Lifeline's there. Unfortunately, because of COVID, it's very difficult to get through.
Really?
Be very aggressive. This is what I want to tell people. Please be, since the conversation's going here, please be very aggressive. When you have that fleeting thought, just be very aggressive. If you have to drive yourself to the hospital and just tell them, look, I'm having a thought of suicide. It's really embarrassing. It's not what it feels like you want to do, but I'm telling you, there's a reason that you're here on Earth. There's a reason that you're here right now. You have special skills, special DNA that no one else has.
Yep.
Stay alive.
Seek help.
Sorry I took it so intense, but when I get that feeling, I feel like somebody needs to hear it.
But I agree with you 100%. I feel like people need to know that. They need to know that they are worth it. People, I think part of the problem is people don't understand how to vindicate themselves, like to validate their own lives. They need others to do it. And when those other people don't, they don't feel validated anymore. They feel, lacking. And, when you are in the depths of a dark place, sometimes you need to have someone remind you you're worth it. It's just simply that you're worth it. So if you feel like you need to, talk about anything, reach out. There will always be someone there to listen to you. And we have to be there for each other. We're human beings. We're there. We are communities. Like, that's how we have survived and taken over this planet.
Yeah.
Because we teach each other. We're there for each other. If we weren't like this, we wouldn't have taken over the planet like we have.
That's right.
And expanded to soon to be moving to space, which we are on the verge of doing. We're watching humanity expand out off of this planet, and we would never have gotten there if it wasn't for each other, teaching each other and being there for each other. So if you're feeling some sort of way, reach out, please. Thank you for this serious conversation.
It is serious, but I think it needs to be had. I don't see enough people really saying these things. And also, I just want to let folks know that there's a lot of information on the Suicide Lifeline. It's just called the Lifeline. And you can follow them on Twitter as well. They always post great information, self-care tips. And if folks reach out to you saying that they're having thoughts of suicide, what you can say. Yep. What you can say. So if you came to me and said something, there's resources available. Look at those resources, because the numbers are not lying to us, and a lot of folks are struggling. And I want to let people know that, of course, I've been through some extremely dark times, especially as a survivor. For some reason, once I had the ability to be free, it was almost more dark than when I was being trafficked. This is my experience.
Because you just took the blinders off,
Well, yeah, because you have to deal with it.
Right.
Like, what happened?
Yeah.
It's not
exactly.
comfortable. And there were so many times I wanted that to be the direction that things went. So many times, Adam, just so many times. I just wanted to have it be done. Get in the pain, basically.
Yeah.
It's just have it be done. And I think now, like, oh my gosh, think about how many other survivors I've had the opportunity to reach because I didn't do that. It's like a full circle.
Yep.
If I had done that, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do, like, even just being on the show right now is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I'm like a regular guest now.
It's true.
I'm like what am I to your Rogan? Let's see. I'm like your Joey Diaz. No, that's I don't want to be your Joey Diaz. Who's on Rogan a lot?
I don't know.
Do you watch Rogan?
A little bit.
I used to.
I spend a lot of my time digging through news, and, every day is a constant, I'm just constantly like bombarding my brain with information. So
there's a lot of information out there, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but listening to someone like a podcast for a couple hours is difficult to pay attention when I'm reading articles and then like cross-referencing articles. And, I can't really, listen to someone speaking about complex things because, his guests are, I try to watch specific guests.
Yeah, me too.
And if someone I'm interested in, like The Undertaker was on his show, and he was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was my favorite wrestler. Who am I kidding? I used to tombstone all of my friends. Like,
what's a tombstone?
It's his finisher, basically, his finishing move.
Okay, is he like a wrestler? This is out of my
Yeah,
this is out of my wheelhouse.
Okay. Shout out to all the Undertaker fans. I have a WrestleMania. Someone sent me, where is it? I have WrestleMania 23, the one where Trump was on. I think I might do some sort of a viewing party and watch it with everybody. But
WrestleMania?
Anyway, but I really liked The Undertaker. I liked The Rock too back when he was on it. I was watching it. I was heavy into wrestling when I was younger.
That's really cute.
Yeah. So, and sorry to all my friends that I totally messed up their necks by tombstoning. You basically pick someone up, turn them upside down, and drop them on their head.
Don't be trying anything funny
brutal.
like that on me.
No. Don't worry.
You try that on me, Critter, and we'll have a situation on our hands.
Yeah, she calls me Critter now.
I call him Critter all the time.
Oh yeah, before we even actually, it's cool. I'm all right with it.
Yeah, you try something like that on me, we're gonna have a situation.
Don't worry, I won't try to
right
tombstone you. All right.
You tombstone me listen.
Freddie, thank you for that. Thank you. Hydro says, have you ever asked your mother and father why they didn't protect you? That would be for you. That is a good question.
Yeah, I was a really difficult youth, and they did protect
try.
me. Yeah, but I was homeschooled. I left home.
Yeah.
After I graduated.
Okay.
With the blessing of my family, but they also knew they couldn't control me. I was uncontrollable. that kind of goes back to the same. So some of the things that are the worst about my personality are actually sometimes some of the best things about my personality.
Yeah.
The same reason why people usually fall in love with me, why men usually fall in love with me, is like usually what drives them away as well. I'm extra, I'm passionate, I'm fiery, and I've always been really rebellious and very punk rock.
Yeah.
Now I play by the rules a little bit more now than I have in the past, but not so much. I was uncontrollable.
Yeah. Right on.
So they tried.
Yeah, you said
they're amazing people. Actually,
someone actually asked on the show last week, and you basically answered it and summed it up really well. I would have left. You would have left, regardless of what they did, even if they tried to convince you to stay, and it didn't matter.
It wasn't anything at home.
Yeah,
there was no situation at home. I just, I was just rebellious. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Still kind of do.
Yeah. Ooh, Born Again says, is she a model?
Oh, that's really sweet. Actually, Critter's a model. I have modeled in the past.
Right on. There we go. You're looking at two former models. And I've eaten all my emotions this year. Yeah.
So
I feel like we've gone through a big spectrum of emotions on this episode.
Yeah, actually we have. This is kind of what real conversations with my friends sound like.
Awesome. We
can get really
that
intense.
Means a lot, because that's what I want my show to be.
Yeah.
I want real conversations.
My friends and we talk because I'm friends with a lot of survivors as well.
Yeah.
We can talk about, I can call somebody up and say the most heavy thing like ever. Mm-hmm. And then 2 seconds later, we'll be cracking up.
And then 2 seconds later, make fun of their age when their brains developed.
Oh, man.
You see how I brought that back?
Look,
yeah, I'm never going to forget that.
So you feel the type of way. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Ryan says, Eliza, God bless you. I can only imagine the things that you had to confront on your journey of differentiation. All the best to you. Thank you for your courage.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's well said. Well said, Ryan. Deflect says, healing begins with forgiveness, giving up resentment.
Yeah, I think that actually...
A lot of people have problems with that.
This is my experience. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, I don't push my own survivor story on anybody else or my process of healing. But I think one thing that has troubled me, especially about Twitter and this vitriol towards each other just in life.
Yeah.
Especially towards political figures, as celebrities, just everyone across the board.
That's media.
Is one thing... Don't get me started. One thing... is that I don't hate my former abusers like that. I don't have that hate towards them. I don't want them dead. So it always kind of trips me out when I see people talk on Twitter about wanting political figures dead or something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Or it's just talking crazy. I'm like, wow, this person's never even laid a hand on you. I had people that did lay hands on me, almost killed me. And I don't even hate them like that. Well,
The online landscape and the, being a big person online is easy because it's just text,
Listen, I'm not about that life. I go straight for it.
No, I know.
If I'm talking trash, I'll say it straight to your face. Trust me. Everyone knows now.
Look, authenticity is very obvious in people.
You think so?
I think so. I can tell when someone's authentic, or I feel like I do. Sometimes I get tripped up, like everybody does, no one's perfect, it's fine. But, you get vibes from people, and following people over a course of, many months, seeing what they talk about, how they handle situations, what they're posting about. It's pretty easy to tell if someone's real online or not,
I try to be authentic, but measured a little bit.
Okay.
So, the way I would talk to my best friend would not be exactly the way I would tweet something.
Dog.
I try to be real. It's a long story. Okay. How the dog thing started. Did I explain the dog thing?
I don't think you did. Go ahead.
Okay. So the way the dog thing started, Amanda, my best friend, is very, she's much more savage than I am.
Oh, yeah.
Which is saying a lot. And she's been telling me forever, you got to start blocking and muting people. Mm-hmm. I'll tell her the crazy stuff people will be telling. This is how the dog thing started. Somebody was talking to me crazy on Twitter. I was minding my
What a
own
surprise.
business. Somebody came out of their way, talked crazy on Twitter, and she goes,
"What? On Twitter? Someone
Right.
came at you? What?"
I'm the most mind my business type of person on Twitter, and it seems to find me. So she goes, "That would be a mute for me, dog." She goes, "That sounds like a mute for me, dog." So ever since then, we just call each other dog a lot.
I started muting a lot of people over the past, I don't know, 8 months. Basically, when I finally realized, like, you know what, I'm going to vote for Trump. Like, I think.
So you weren't before?
No, I was not political.
Interesting.
I wasn't political at all. I was very, and being on the Timcast show, has saturated it. That's like his life is the news. And I was clueless. Like I was just living my own world, traveling around.
Being a supermodel.
I was a professional skateboarder for a while.
Right.
I ran a skate school,
We
teaching
should skate
skating.
later. Can we skate?
We totally can. And
by skate, I mean fall on my face.
yeah, sure. If
And
you
hopefully
can.
video
You're gonna have
it.
to sign a waiver, so you can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Y'all need to start having people sign waivers.
I agree. What was I saying? No, so I was clueless. So I started to learn about the political environment, do my own research, and I was like, I'm gonna vote for him. And I said it on the
Interesting.
show, and Tim's like, oh man, and I'm like, what? Like I'm strong in my convictions. I'm cool with it. I said it. I'm proud of the things. I'm proud of who I am and the decisions I've made. But man, did people just start trolling me. And I'm like, you know what? Mute.
So you
and then I
have
met
to-
Hotep Jesus.
Yeah, you have to block.
And I'm like, this guy's onto something.
Yeah, you have to block.
Yeah.
It's crucial now. I understand it's extremely crucial
Yeah.
for my space. And then if folks make troll accounts just to troll you, and if they have multiple accounts, that is a bannable offense.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
So that is a bannable offense on Twitter. Permanent ban. There's pretty
Just
much
to
no way to come back
Creating
from
another account to troll someone? To like,
I believe
I guess, yeah.
the terms of service is if you have an account, and then if you have somebody in the chat hopefully will get me together about this, but if you have an account and if you have multiple accounts, but it's like troll accounts, so not a work account.
Yeah.
If you just have multiple accounts and like they're kind of, that's what you're doing, that's not allowed on Twitter to my knowledge.
Well,
Because people do get banned when they have multiple accounts, but you're allowed to have multiple accounts.
Yeah.
You just can't have multiple jerk accounts.
I'm at the point where if someone's just being a douche to me, or, just like for no reason, it's like I can accept criticism. But when you're just being an ass, that it's like, all right, get off my page. Like you don't even get to see me anymore then. If you're going to be like that. Like
you have to curate your own space.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Like before there's like 331 active Twitter users like a month, I think. So like and especially in my case, if people aren't down to help, if they're not adding anything to the conversation, if they're just there to harass, they're going to be of no service to myself or other survivors. I need them gone.
Yep.
Because eventually,
Bye-bye.
because eventually they're going to antagonize other survivors. There's a lot of survivors that follow me. It's not just cool popping people like you.
Yeah.
That was
Thank
a joke. You. Yeah. It's not just
No,
cool.
you called me cool.
It's not just cool.
Wait, is it a joke? So am I cool and popping or not?
Yeah, I think your Twitter's popping.
All right, good.
I mean,
good.
compared to mine, granted, I was retweeted by Donald Trump Jr. with a quote tweet this week.
I can't reach the dust on your shoulder. Brush dust. This one over here.
But that was wild. And it was also wild to see what Twitter did with that tweet. It was really interesting. One of the most interesting things about my Twitter account is watching Twitter this so obviously have a handle on my account. They hate it.
I'm sure they do.
They hate it.
Yeah, because Jack Dorsey, you're calling the CEO out.
I
You
think
call out
secretly
Twitter.
He probably loves it.
What? Why?
Because I think I'm saying what I think he wishes he could say.
You think so?
In my gut, that's what I feel. My gut's usually right.
Okay, I could see that.
But there's difference there.
Yeah.
The difference? I got balls. So I'll say it.
She got you. Got him.
I wouldn't care. Listen, there was a moment there.
Hold on, let's spin the UFO for that
Yeah,
spiciness.
spin the UFO.
That was some spice right there. It was not spinning fast enough for this spiciness.
Yeah, I just have balls. But I also don't have a lot to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I wish he'd come out and say something about this.
Me too.
He needs to come out and say something about this. So I'm talking
really
about the
does.
child sexual abuse material
Mm-hmm.
on Twitter. It's a really big problem.
I agree.
Massive, massive problem. If he just said anything, do you know how many folks would step forward to try to help?
Why isn't he? What is the reason?
Laws. Okay. It's very deep.
Because Twitter can get
deep.
sued, right? I mean, that's really what I think it is. If they admit that, there is an issue, then
well, we
Twitter
already
itself,
know that they admit that there is an issue because they put
Right.
out a transparency report. So this is not. I'm not talking about anything that you cannot find from Twitter's mouth about Twitter
Right.
on Twitter.
But
it's
then-
on their blog.
But them acknowledging it, though, that's the thing. So if he finally acknowledges what you're saying, then that's them saying that they know it's a bigger issue than instead of just going, look, we found this and got rid of it. And when you're like, well, what about all of this? And they're like, well, we're looking hard. We're working our darndest to try to get rid of all this stuff. It's like, are you though? Really?
If it was a decision, and I'm not trying to say like Mother Teresa out here or better than anybody else.
Yeah.
If that was happening on a platform that I had created and was CEO of, I would legit pull the plug until I could have it fixed. I would legit spend the rest of my life in prison. This is a human rights violation against children. What are we talking about here?
I know.
Like, keep it all the way real.
Right.
If this is happening on my platform, and I'm like, I'm not the most moral person, and I like money just as much as the next person, but there's a time and a place for everything, and this is not the time and place.
Yep.
This is a human rights violation against children.
I agree.
I mean,
crazy.
it's wild. If it takes, okay, look, if he comes out and has to be completely transparent, and this is not what I want, but if you have to spend the rest of your life in a type of a place, because I don't know everything that's going on there. I know quite a bit, and I don't know everything. God forbid if he had to spend the rest of his life in prison because of this, it would be worth it. Don't you think?
I can't believe
Hold the plug on Twitter until it's fixed. But they're not going to do it. They're making too much money.
Exactly. They have too much power. It's nuts. Let's see. Jaya says, Eliza, your story has truly touched me. Thank you for fighting for the unheard. Also, Adam, your coffee is so good. Had to cop a second bag. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. You
Stop
had,
everything.
You had my coffee.
I just had a V8 moment. That was your coffee.
Yeah.
It was
What'd you think?
delicious.
Crigler coffee.
I thought, okay.
She drank it all. I had to make myself.
Why are you going to put me on blast like that?
Because you started this blast battle.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just
And I
saying,
always do,
you
and I always will, and I'll always win. Just know that.
Miss, I've got thin skin.
I'm like
can't
a battle.
take it myself.
I'm like a battle rapper. I think of myself as a battle rapper. I'm definitely not one.
Uh-huh.
But I challenged Zuby to a rap battle, and he said yes.
Nice.
How funny is that?
I would watch that rap
A lot
battle.
of people said that they would watch it. I'm terrified secretly, but don't let them know that.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of rap, my goodness, Tom McDonald released a new song/video today.
Who's Tom McDonald?
Who is Tom McDonald? He is probably, I would say, my favorite hip hop artist.
Really?
/ rapper right now. Yeah, he's the one of the most based musicians I know. Like, dude,
I like bass.
You are gonna love his stuff.
I
'cause
like bass.
Dude he just smacks people's faces with verbally in the most like brutal truth, honesty about everything that's going on. It's awesome. And he just dropped a new song today. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up just to give everyone a little tidbit.
You know what thing that I think is interesting when we talk about censorship is the fact that they haven't really come for hip hop and rap. So I'm a connoisseur of I just sounded like the most. I imbibe in the rap and hip hop.
It's called Fake Woke. This new song, Fake Woke.
Oh,
it's juicy good. I'm gonna play it after the show because I don't think I could play it live.
Yeah,
but
you probably can't.
You guys definitely need to go check this video out. Tom, he drops bombs on these people, man. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So yeah, check him out definitely, and I'm gonna blast it on my newer speakers. I just got
okay,
this,
cool.
So I'm pretty happy about it.
We could blast it while we skateboard.
Yeah, sure.
Down and by skateboard, while we skateboard, I mean while I embarrass myself and while he skateboards.
It's true.
I have a couple pairs of sneakers upstairs, actually, so I'll go get them.
All right. You're going to wear a couple pairs? You just need one. But
you're going to be, let me stop.
Just wear one pair.
Something wild. You're going to be wearing a quick little swift nudge underneath the table here.
Sarah says, Eliza, I was groomed starting at 14. Then, while not trafficked, I was mentally and sexually abused for 6 years. I broke away, grew, and healed. What you say resonates with me, and you make me feel not alone, and I love you and your approach. Thank you.
Wow, that's really sweet. That hits me. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being honest. And I just want to let you know, it sounds like you're in a really awesome journey, but I just want to let you know that no matter when the abuse happened, you could call the sexual assault. It's hard to tell specifically from the super chat if it was trafficking or I think the survivor said not trafficked, but sexually assaulted.
Mentally and sexually abused, yeah.
Yeah, you can receive services at any point in your healing as a survivor. If you're a survivor of domestic violence, sexual assault, or human trafficking. So if something happens, if you run into a pinch where you're triggered or you're having reoccurring thoughts, you can call the hotlines at any time. It doesn't matter when the abuse happened. There's always going to be an advocate there to pick up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And they offer 200 plus languages. So so even if I was in a pinch and if I couldn't get a hold of my advocate and if I couldn't get a hold of my friends, I would even myself call the hotline myself.
Right on.
And it's anonymous, confidential, and completely free.
Awesome. Shenanigans says, Eliza loves us.
I love shenanigans.
Clearly. I mean, the shenanigans themselves.
I love all shenanigans. But only good, clean, fun shenanigans. I don't like to, so like with us running upstairs, how do I make this thing go? Oh, it went. With us running upstairs, is this like what is this even? Oh, to clean off your keyboard?
Yeah.
It's
the like UFO spinner.
It's like a mini blow dryer for my no hair. Like
that's perfect for you.
Yeah. How does it start? Okay, well, I don't need to show you.
Don't you break my UFO spinner.
Listen.
Gentle says, Adam, now listen to New Noise by Refused. You've probably heard it before. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. That's that band you were telling me about.
Yeah, that's kind of their probably most popular.
Is it? Okay, maybe I have heard that. Right on, I will. Arcadian
It's
Twilight.
kind of really screamy, though. You have to be in the mood for that specific scream. It's not like Tool.
Yeah, okay, right on.
Tool is very... There's a lot. Yeah, it's just different.
Tool is Tool.
Yeah, we need to listen to Tool tonight.
Tool's good.
You want to listen to Tool tonight?
I'm always down for Tool, for sure. Arcadian Twilight says, curious about podcasting. I think there's a niche open for those who compare history with what happens in the present, or like Paul Harvey on the radio as a kid and hear the rest of the story. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, you should definitely do. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should do it, definitely. Rickoza says, Adam, thank you for using your platform so that Eliza can share her story and bring visibility to a dark world of abuse that few understand or can appreciate. It is my pleasure. It is.
Thank you, Adam.
It's my pleasure.
Seriously, I was just really grateful today when we were eating breakfast. I was like, man, it just means a lot to me. Yeah. I never thought. And one thing that I did say to Adam this morning that's been so amazing is, although I have done some podcasts with women, that by far it's predominantly men that have stood up and said, hey, I want to help you. Like, can it at least come on my podcast? You could talk about this.
Yeah.
That's so powerful to me that all these men are not intimidated by this conversation. And you're willing to say, look, I'm not for this. And we need to get this out there.
Definitely.
We need more men to step up and say like, hey, this is a bad thing. Don't be intimidated by this conversation. Don't
Agreed.
let folks intimidate you to not have this conversation. Even though technically I let Tim not let me talk about it last night.
Well,
that wasn't intimidation, though. That was respect, and it was pre-planned.
Okay. Right on.
That was respectful and pre-planned.
Right on. Thank you for that.
No, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Holly Movie Star says, Eliza, are you familiar with the organization Truckers Against Trafficking? I'm sure you are. I actually saw you.
We talked about this.
We did on the last show.
On the last one, yes.
They have a Canadian branch. I'm sure there's a USA branch. If not, check them out. She definitely knows about them for sure.
Yeah, I think that that's great. I wish like almost everyone had that. Like any profession, like tech against trafficking, guitar makers against trafficking, podcasters against trafficking. I want everyone to be against trafficking, but and just take it seriously and at least try new things. And I think big for them, now I could be wrong, but I think a big thing for truckers against trafficking is that they try to hold each other accountable as well.
Yep.
That's kind of important, right?
Well, humans in general need that.
Accountability?
Yes.
Some people can't hang. Man,
and that is one of the biggest issues nowadays is lack of accountability. It drives me nuts, because you are, it's in my song, The Forge. The song, The Forge, I feel like living in the year 2020 and making it through has taught me that it's about life is a forge. Like if you made it through, you choose how you're forged, how it affects you. You choose, you are accountable. We have to be accountable for our own decisions. And that's it just every single conversation, I feel like I could play that song in the background or after the show and people would totally get it. Like, yep. I should play it. It's Friday Night Jam. I know we're going really late today. What time is it?
2020 for you.
That's okay, whatever.
Yeah, we can wrap up soon. But
no,
so
that's
2020
cool.
for you, do you feel that it was good year, bad year, worst year? How did it affect you?
I grew a lot in 2020. I feel like I created 2 businesses. I'm running a relatively successful podcast, YouTube show. People show up for me nearly every day. Thank you for that. I'm so grateful for my life. I'm alive. I have an amazing partner. She's always awesome. She's always there for me. And I'm so grateful for my life. It feels like 2020, as much as of a shit show it's been, I've created more of my life moving forward. I've always lived in the moment. I've been very good at living in the moment. And 2020, something changed where I'm like, I'm going to plan for the future.
Interesting.
I'm going to set up for the future. In fact, at the very beginning of 2020, I didn't know I was going to be on Timcast. But I said to Nisha, and I was like, I'm going to accept every single opportunity that comes my way, and I'm going to get out there and make it. And the very next day, Tim called me and said, "Do you want to do a show with me?" And I was like, "Absolutely yes."
Are you religious?
I'm not.
Sounds like God to me.
I mean, I think
it's an open door. I mean, I'm not trying to push my own. Well, look, I'm very careful.
No, that's fine. No, we'll talk about that because I feel like what happens when you put something in the air? You're manifesting it. What's the difference of praying or believing that if you say something enough, it's going to happen, or manifesting something in your mind? What's the difference? What is the difference there? There is no difference. It's you creating an avenue in your life where some may call it God, some may call it self-empowerment, some call it whatever you want. It changes nothing. Belief is real. If you believe something to be the case, if you believe it strongly enough, it tends to happen. You subconsciously set your life into a path.
I think you're missing a really important part. You need to do the footwork as well.
Luck
favors the prepared.
That's true. Yeah, for sure.
So that's one thing that I think folks, because it's fun to sit around and manifest and vision board. I do this constantly.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite things to do. But then you also have to do the footwork as well.
True.
So like I could sit here all day and talk about wanting to start a podcast, but if I'm not actually doing anything to get geared up to start one, it's really just a pipe dream.
Well, good thing you don't have to, because I'm going to do a GoFundMe and we're gonna get you set up.
That's awesome.
So it's funny you say luck favors the prepared. Well, I mean, I was actually lucky to meet Tim Pool 7 or 8 years ago, randomly in a magic shop in Brooklyn.
I didn't know this story.
And we started playing Magic the Gathering together.
Oh, that's really cute.
We were just nerding out on a card game, and it turns out.
Wait, do you still play?
A little bit. Okay, sometimes.
So off air, we'll talk about the card.
What? Go ahead, ask me.
So I can't. So last night when we were all hanging out, I go to the ladies' room and I look in the trash and there's just this random Magic the Gathering, this one single in the bathroom, one single Magic the Gathering card just chilling there in the trash. And I was like, that's weird. I think the thing that's weird about it to me is that I actually had the artificial intelligence, the New World Order card from the card game. Yeah, the AI one of Eliza that looks just like me, and her name's Eliza.
Eerily enough, yeah.
It's crazy. That is, that's been something that has perplexed me to no end.
That you look just like. I wish you do have it. Where'd it go?
It's upstairs.
It would have been cool
said my bedroom. It's upstairs in the bedroom.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's. I think one thing that's really wild is somebody sent me that because I was talking about artificial intelligence so much, and I really do beat that drum. Like if there's one thing, if people are like, okay, if you could get one thing done, I'd say artificial intelligence to remove the child sexual abuse and human trafficking from the digital space. It's going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
That is not going to be easy.
No, it's not.
I'm basically asking. I see no other option though, Adam. That's what's wild.
Mm-hmm.
The rate we're going, it's not going to get any better. So this is the only option, and I'm not like some rogue genius. It's like thinking about something new, but this is the only option. So it's wild that I feel that so passionately about it. I talk about it all the time. It's wild that the card looks just like me, and I almost feel like it's gonna happen because of that card. Kind of gives me a little hope.
Manifesting it. That's what you're doing.
Yo, I'm not manifesting anything. I'm doing it.
All this from a magic card in the bathroom trash.
So you still play, or what's the scoop?
No, I mean I do and I don't. I like enjoying the game, and there's some people that only play to win, and then they get frustrated if they don't win, and it's hard to play with people like that. I miss my play group in New York. Shout out to my friends in New York who I used to play with. It was really good. It was a good time. I really enjoyed those. My group of friends in New York. I lived in New York for 15 years, so.
Being a model.
Yes. But
can you tell I'm salty? I'm salty. He's better looking than me.
It's ridiculous.
Son of a gun.
Goodness.
Hey, if I stay here for any longer, somebody's I'm going to apply makeup on someone.
Oh my goodness.
You know this, right?
Why?
It's the type of stuff I do. I don't know. It's fun.
That's funny.
For me.
Oh, man. All right, let's see here. Zacchaeus says, great after show. I think you and Ian got a spark. Oh, yeah. I mean, must be talking about my Twitter. Oh, wait. Or maybe Tim's after show. I don't know. They don't talk to me about anything anymore. So.
Yeah, Ian, I think is really cool.
I do. Yeah.
I'm not romantic with anyone in this house. I'm not romantic with anyone that I've ever been on a podcast with.
They're like, wait, is that true?
Yeah.
That was a question.
I had to think. No, I'm actually not. No, I just had to think.
Sorry to burst everyone's bubble. I saw a lot of people talking about.
I am
chat.
single, but I'm not being romantic, and I am straight as well.
There you go. Well, in case you were wondering, that simple note said, off topic. How do you feel about the internet?
My life story right now. I'm giving my whole life story right now. I'm single. I have 100 cats. Sorry, go ahead.
How do you feel about the internet simping over Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8? I think I'm not surprised. Like, whatever. I actually just played the demo 2 nights ago, and it's actually pretty well made. I enjoyed it. The village, but simping over them, like, whatever. It's gonna happen. It's a strong female with big hooters that people the internet tends to freak out about that kind of stuff. So
I don't think I have any simps. Do you have simps?
Someone's Twitter handle was Adam Crigler's simp for a long time. So I guess yes. I don't know. I tend to gaze into chat every so often, and it never disappoints. But as far as like simps for me, I don't know, maybe.
What does a simp entail? Like, what exactly is this? So if you're a simp, what does that entail? Like, what do you keep in mind? I haven't been on Twitter like that long.
Okay.
Or really, I don't hang out. So I just started dipping my toes in, some other, so I joined Gab.
Okay.
I don't necessarily always speak internet culture. It's like, what does a simp exactly do?
What is a simp? All right.
Is it like a reply person?
Yes, but it's to someone of the opposite sex.
Does it have to be? I bet you could simp for.
No. You it could be the same sex. I guess whatever your preference is.
Okay.
Someone of the preference of your choice. You go to their page in hopes to, I guess, brown nose them in a sense. To I don't know, being overzealous about your brown nosing, I guess, is you are now considered a simp. Even though the actual term simp is, what is it? Something, I can't say it. It's something about mediocre female parts. And
what?
Yeah, the P, a cat. Female. Yeah. Okay, you get it. So
yes.
It's like
I have one.
I don't remember exactly what it is. It's just like
I have one.
Yeah, you have it, but I forget the actual because it's SIMP, and it's some. I want to say simping, but it's not. I forget the actual. Oh yeah, there it is. Sucker that idolizes mediocre. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's an insult on both parties, actually, if you think about it. Like,
interesting.
But that's how it started, and I feel like it's actually shifted into like this whole new category of what it is, which is basically just idolizing someone online where you have no chance with them at all. It's
really?
Like, yeah, I think that's really what it's become, because the internet morphs and shifts with the tide. It's an ever-changing environment. So, but simping is, Twitch actually made it.
I know it.
They banned the word simp. Man,
right, but nobody can seem to seem to get the child porn down.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can ever ban the child porn. We're going to ban everything else. We're going to censor everything else. Somehow, that stuff's always slipping through the cracks.
Yep, somehow.
Unbelievable. Is it not?
It's ridiculous. Let's see here.
It's gaslighting, to be brutally honest.
Agreed.
From big tech.
Brewmaster Monk says Trump is wearing a yellow tie in his first public photo. In maritime flags, solid yellow represents the letter Q and means you are disease free. Cool. He's still trusting the plan, Longshot Loki says, "Thanks, Adam." First
you already
super
know I
chat.
want to go off, but I'm trying to wrap this up.
Don't you go off on that. I was just making a joke. Moving forward. First super chat. I'm going to start over because this is their first super chat. Longshot Loki says, "Thanks, Adam. First super chat. Just want to say thanks. You are part of my awakening into politics." Yes. Thank you. I'm glad. Everyone needs to be in the conversation. Kyle says,
"Great, an awesome super chat."
Wasn't it good?
Yeah,
it was good.
That's good. I remember my first super chat.
Yeah.
I sent it to Michael Malice. Cool. Actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Michael Malice. That dude's fiery also.
Yeah, he's a little spicy.
Kyle Miller says, "Just hope that they don't make AI to the point where we have a Horizon Zero Dawn situation where the machines consume all biomass for fuel and there's no backdoor to stop them. Frightening." I actually have never played Horizon Zero Dawn. I know a lot of people are probably upset with that because I'm a big gamer, but I actually have it. I just haven't played it yet, so maybe I will eventually. Jason Dixon says, "Bro, your Victorian Hotel's desk bell has been delivered. Also, love your guest. Looking forward to donating to her GoFundMe for her podcast."
Thank you already.
I'm going to set it up. I have the site up. I just
already.
Gotta fill it out. So people want to support that. I love that.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Byron Banks says,
like so much. It's like I'll probably cry about it later, but I already cried now once on this show, so nobody got time to cry twice.
Yeah, once is enough.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
All right, once is enough. Byron Banks says, "GoFundMe? Seriously? Do a Kickstarter. She'll be making content. I'm looking forward to seeing your fight, Eliza." Nice. That's a good point. Maybe, well, and GoFundMe, they shut down conservatives, and I don't think that's pretty cool. So maybe I think it's like saying Google it. I feel like it's kind of I think I'm gonna do something different. Maybe Give, Send, Go, or no, is it? I don't remember exactly the other websites, or Kickstarter. Yeah, who knows? Roughneck says, "It's important to get your message out. To hell with their fifis and censorship. To Miss Eliza, look up Dave Ramsey, a very good financial advisor."
Yeah, actually, my mom does the Dave Ramsey stuff. This is hilarious. My parents are awesome.
Are they?
They went out on the farm for Christmas and like cut down this tree. Because they were trying to, it's just like the tree, this tree that they had picked out. They've never done this before. My mom posted it in her like Dave Ramsey Facebook group.
Yeah.
It went viral.
Oh, really?
And she had one hater on the post and the hate, and she was telling me about it, and I was like, I'll tell you what I said off air, but needless to say, I thought it was so cute that her post went viral.
That's awesome.
Of this cut down tree, and then she had a hater.
Of course.
That was talking trash.
What were they even saying? Like,
they said it wasn't their type of thing, that they personally thought it was ugly. I was like, and that is the internet.
That's a pretty classy hater, though. That's not my sort of thing. It's like that's like some upper class hater.
Yeah, but they said that the tree was ugly.
Oh,
that's not classy.
No, I missed that.
Have you ever called anyone ugly on social?
No, I don't like it when people go to looks. I think you
like
it instantly fruit. Yeah, it instantly takes like all right, well, your argument's gone. You know, it's like going to violence instead of like your message is lost. Like whatever your argument was, as soon as you start attacking the way people look, it's like, okay, bye. You're just attacking something that they can't help. Like you're just a bully now. Like I don't deal with that. Like get out of here with that. Ad hominem. Let's see here. Six Semper Tyrannis says, "Hi, Miss Bleu. I saw you on Tim Pool yesterday, and as a father of 2 daughters, 9 and 4, your story breaks my heart. Eventually, I'll show that video to my daughters to teach them the dangers of the world. Stay strong, ma'am."
Wow. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much. I actually haven't seen it. So
yesterday's video?
Yeah, I didn't see any of it. So.
Well, you were there, right?
I think I who knows now? It's a little simulation, but it would be fun for me to see. But I think if you enjoyed that content, you'd probably like some of the other interviews as well.
Right on. Minion says, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
That's cute. I like that.
Nice. Brewmaster Monk again says, growing up, my step siblings were molested by their dad, formed an incestuous relationship with each other, and wanted to show me what they learned. I was broken forever. Or was I broken forever, or can I make up for lost time? You can only move forward, right? That's something that I talk about often on my show. And that's, first off, thank you for sharing. That's not an easy thing to, talk about, to bring, but this is, I don't think you were broken forever. I think that you can easily reach out to someone and talk about it, So why don't you, I know you have all sorts of places that people can go. Where would you tell someone like this to go to?
Yeah, so that would be considered like incest or sexual assault, or so you can, and it doesn't really matter the ages or anything like. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I should say that definitely differently. The age of the folks abusing, because it's what was shown to them, anything like that. Anyone can abuse, any age can abuse another. So let's get that out there. You can reach out to the sexual assault hotline. It's called RAIN. And you could speak to an advocate. And I could tell you that being broken forever was on the table for me. And it's been something, I just took this situation and I tried to make it work for my benefit. And it is possible. I'm sitting here today. I'm here to show you it is possible. You can come back, you can bounce back, and you can actually use that to serve other survivors one day if you're feeling capable to doing so. A lot of times, local advocacy groups will have support groups. And at first, it kind of sucks because you're like the new one.
Yeah.
But then eventually you stay in the group. And then when another survivor comes in, you're there to support them.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So even if you don't want to be an advocate or something like that, you can be in the support group and just help your fellow survivors that live locally.
There you go. Thank you for that. And thank you for sharing, Monk. White Lasagna said, you rolled low yesterday, didn't you? I did. I rolled a 7. Yeah. But I'll roll again. Would you like to roll? Why don't you roll the die?
Sure.
She's going to roll the die.
I really hope it doesn't. Oh, I dropped it.
All right. Nice job.
I really hope it doesn't land on 13.
Oh, now it's going to do it. You just manifested it. Let's see. All right. She rolled the die. Don't say the number. She rolled the die. It's been rolled. All right. I see it. All right, cool. So we're going to, you guys know the deal. Guess the number. Whoever guesses it first wins absolutely nothing, but I'll say your name and say congratulations. So
the Crigler coffee, I just had to go back because I
Sure.
don't think we finished.
Let's
was
talk about my coffee.
absolutely delicious.
Thank
and
you.
I just realized on this podcast that that's what I was drinking.
That's awesome.
I would highly recommend it to anyone.
Thank you.
I would have probably actually put more coffee in.
Yeah.
But the flavor was so good.
It's good coffee, right?
It's really good coffee.
It's good coffee. If you don't know about it, now you know.
And he did not pay me. And I literally,
I did not pay her for that.
I forgot that he
And
had
I won't.
the coffee. Yeah. But you are making me a GoFundMe, which is really sweet.
Yeah.
But I actually finished the whole pot.
She did.
And I basically told him, like, look, I'm going to finish this whole pot.
I had to make more coffee.
He had to make more for his wife.
It's true. It's true. Man, oh my gosh. So many numbers are rolling in. You guys are fantastic. I don't see the number. You guys are not guessing very well. Get better at guessing. Come on. My goodness.
Get better at guessing.
Oh my goodness. There are so many guesses. Wow. Why? What is going on? You know what? Tim must not be doing his show right now. Because we've been continuing just like the whole time. Never went down, which is usually there's a dip. There it is. Rooster. #MoistBoys. Congratulations. It was 18. I believe you were the first person to guess 18. Nope, you weren't. Cougar Kitty actually coming in hot with the 18. Congrats to both of you, but most importantly, Cougar Kitty, because she's always supporting the show. And congratulations. That was cool. All right, let's see here. Where were we? Lucas says, watched Eliza on both shows. Thank you so much for shining light on this topic. Fight the God fight. And spin that UFO. I'm going to spin that here UFO for you for show. Let's see. Mytho says, I think you are beautiful, Eliza.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you.
Roughneck says, here's your money to go raid Tim's show. I don't think he's doing the show. A lot of people are asking me if I was in the Air Force. I wasn't. This is a flag that was flown for us. I consider me a part of the Timcast News Network, which it says for the Timcast News team, which I was a part of when this was flown. I just kind of made it mine. This means a lot to me. I really wanted to be in the Air Force when I was a child, but I'm colorblind, so I wasn't.
You are?
Yeah, slightly. So I wasn't able to. I just kind of killed my dreams of, because I wanted to join the Air Force, then become an astronaut.
Have you ever tried those glasses?
I have them. They're sitting on
You do?
over on the table there.
Listen, are those not the most beautiful on social when you see folks that try those glasses for the first time? Like, that's an instant cry for me.
Well, I wanted that. I've seen that, and I didn't get that. I didn't. It wasn't.
You almost cried when you saw me yesterday. Tears of joy and happiness.
Yeah. That's what it was. Happiness tears.
You should have seen his face. He was so hyped, and I would pay him no mind. Eliza, you're here. No, you know what your wife told me? She gave me a really big compliment.
Oh yeah.
She goes, the second you walked in this house, the whole energy changed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good compliment.
She's good with energy. She definitely.
She's like, I could tell somebody fun was here.
That's cool. I like that.
Just me and Alex Jones changing the energy in the house.
She's great, isn't she?
Oh, she's legit.
She is.
I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
She's not.
Me too.
It's not just that she's gorgeous, because we all know looks fade, right?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm trying to be more quiet because she's in the house.
Well, I mean, it's fine.
That's true. It's live. Anyway.
Yeah.
But she's got an amazing personality, a beautiful spirit. She's intelligent, and she's also a babe.
Yeah, she is. And yes, she is. And yes, she is.
And supportive.
Shout
And hold on. There's one other piece.
Oh, keep going.
Not jealous.
I know.
All.
She's amazing.
Like, legit, not even a breath.
No,
of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
She trusts you a lot. I can tell it's mutual.
Yeah. She's my best friend. Like, we have. Everyone always talks about they're the luckiest person in the world. It's like, no.
You are lucky.
You have yet never met my luck. Like, ask any of my friends.
No,
who's the luckiest person they know? I was lucky before I met her. I thought I was lucky. I thought I knew what luck was. And it's like, no, you have no idea. Like, I think I might bypass our
friendship
person.
and just be friends with her.
That's fine. By all means.
Listen.
I don't blame you at all. She's awesome.
Listen, Crigler, what do you have any friends that would be a good match for me?
Yeah. Long-haired hippie dude, I know. He lives.
I don't know if that would work long term.
I'm just kidding. I know chat's just like, come on, we love it.
I don't know if that would work long term.
Yeah, maybe I do actually.
I kind of do a little because I'm so okay.
Talk about it. Play matchmaker. I'm cool with that.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. My outfit kind of has that energy.
I know. I was just thinking, like, it kind of worked out well, didn't it? Ben says, "I am a gorilla" is a reference to the book Ishmael. Ah, okay, right on. James says, Alex Jones said, "I am a gorilla" because they were discussing a book about gorilla that wants humans to reduce their population called Ishmael. Ah, okay. Thank you guys. You guys are fantastic for coming in and informing me. Kurt says, "Eliza is hot. Stop being mean. In before people say simp." It's too late. Sorry. Chuck Morris says, "Timcast is canceled tonight. Overtime and jam, son." Oh, well, I don't really worry much about it anymore because we're on the gigabit internet. So
why do you think they canceled it tonight?
I don't know.
Because I shut down
the whole website.
Oh my gosh! I came in this house and ruined everything.
That is weird. I wonder why. they. I don't know.
Probably because they're still trying to deal with.
Oh gosh!
Yo.
Stop.
No, with the technical difficulties.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think that they were they're having a difficult time. There were so many people that's trying to watch the episode that we did last night.
But that's on the website. That's not the same as the YouTube show, though.
They're trying to get the website going. We'll see. I'm just hypothesizing.
They've got people doing that, though. So
okay, yeah, you're right. They could do that without them.
Turk says, "Eliza, any cats battling over territory at the house?"
Oh my gosh!
Someone that watched my show last time. Thank you, Turk.
Since I stayed extra time, I'm wondering what my cats are up to.
Oh man, you're gonna come back and your house is just cinders, just
Facts.
ashes. Yeah.
Facts.
Chapter Master says, "What Eliza knows about Mongolian throat metal." This is a reference to my interview with Patriot J. Someone said, he's got to do like a collab with a I don't know, Mongolian throat metal something. I don't know. That was a funny episode. We were laughing a lot. Shout out to funny. Patriot J. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a fun follow. Mr. Squiggles, you are amazing. Keep doing what you can. Thank you, and I will. Appreciate that. Leonardo says, "I am in contact with the aliens. They say they are not dizzy enough. Spin the UFO." Well, I will spin it because it isn't spinning enough for the aliens. Thanks, Leonardo. Robin says, "A week from my 15th birthday, I was kidnapped and kept from my family for over a month. I was trafficked, but it was horrifying for me." Wow, that is terrifying. My goodness. I am so grateful that it was just a little over a month. Like, could have been so much worse. So
no, thank you for being honest, and thank you for using your voice to speak out. I think it's important for folks to know that this is happening, and if you feel strong enough to keep talking about it, I always recommend don't be a public survivor without having a strong advocate and a nice support team.
Yeah.
But if that's something that you feel like you can share with the world, we need brave survivors to step up and speak about their experience so that other survivors also know that they're not alone as well. Well and said. If you need help, please call the Human Trafficking Hotline. Once again, even though it happened in the past, those resources are there for you. I still have my own advocate as well. So there's no time. It doesn't end the healing journey.
Yep. Well said. Thank you for sharing, Robin. Appreciate that. Dark Party says, "Is Ian stoned?" I'm sure he wishes he was.
I'm going to go with a yes.
I'm sure he wishes he was. Chapter Master says, "The God Emperor protects his faithful. Endure, my brethren, and one day we will know no fear." All right, cool. Jonathan says, "Suicide is a real issue. The numbers are wrong because they don't take into consideration unconventional methods. As a veteran and mental health patient, this is a very important topic for me." Yeah. That's why I wanted you on my show, because things, I mean, and you have your expertise, but it's just one slice of a very big puzzle, a problem that is, mental health issues that is plaguing human society right now. And I don't think people want to talk about it.
Thank you for your service as well.
Thank you for saying that.
The vet.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service as well.
Thank you for saying that. I agree. Thank you. And because people don't understand what people go through as veterans.
Do you remember Amanda saying she's a vet?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good for her. She's doing a lot of work too for.
Oh yeah, she goes hard. For survivors.
Yeah, she does.
That's cool. She has my back too.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you all for sharing. Seriously.
Yeah, I like this transparency. It means a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes for a lot of these people writing these super chats, this might be the first time that they've ever said that out loud.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't know for a fact because I don't know the
folks
behind the super
chat. But it may be true.
Even sometimes just saying it out loud can be put you in a space where you're thinking about things. So it's hard. One thing that I do battle with myself is I get nervous sometimes that folks are really triggered by my podcast.
Yeah.
Like that I'm on. I get scared that like maybe, I don't know.
People don't like being confronted with harsh truths. It's not an easy thing. For survivors,
it could look different.
Okay, that's a good point.
So if a survivor's watching and if they get triggered, they could do self-harm.
Yeah.
Acting out in different ways. So it's difficult because I want to get the message out there, but I also don't want to create more damage either.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, Thunderbird just says, I needed these words from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
I'm really glad they were watching tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for watching. IDW says, in the 18th and 19th century, suicides due to isolation was called deprivation madness. It's a harsh sounding term, but I like it because it highlights how serious it is. It's a good point. Deprivation madness. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what they're doing right now. You know, you're not allowed to go out. And even if when you go out, you don't even get to interact, social distance, wear a mask. There's no, communication anymore. No, I don't know. You don't get the same anymore, especially kids without growing up.
Do you think it's on purpose? Do you think they're making us crazy on purpose?
Yeah.
I shouldn't say crazy.
Do you think
that they're putting a strain? I'm so mad that I just said crazy. I'm tired. Do you think that they're putting a strain on us mentally on purpose?
Yeah, I do.
I think so too.
I think it's by design. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything.
Sure, whatever.
I want people to think about that. Because there's been so many times that I've wanted to just delete my Twitter account, like a trillion times, like even today.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
And I want folks to remember that's what they want you to do.
Yep.
They want you to stop talking. They want you to go a little off.
Yep.
They don't want you. Twitter wants me to leave.
I'm sure
and
they
I'm
do.
not giving them the pleasure.
Yeah, they're going to have to boot you.
I don't care if I'm the last profile on that piece.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So stay. Don't forget they're trying to break you.
She's right.
You know what? And this is the type of advice I give to myself as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm sometimes a little weary.
It's good advice. Yep. Versified says, looking forward to see what content you, Tim, Ian, and everyone else will bring to the Timcast members site. Perhaps skateboarding horse. I honestly don't know anything about this website.
Other than I crashed it.
Yeah, other than she crashed it. That's the extent of how much I'm involved in that. Diego says, heard y'all talking about checking yourselves in. A friend has tried suicide multiple times, and I don't know how to help. Mm-hmm. Do you really think these things can be fixed? On a lighter note, first super chat. Keep it up. Thank you, Diego, for sharing.
Diego, that's a great question. There's some resources on the Lifeline, the Suicide Lifeline website for friends. They even have resources if you've lost a friend to dying by suicide. So because first, I believe they call it survivors of suicide. So if you've had a friend or loved one that has passed in that way, even if you're experiencing a secondary trauma as a result of a celebrity dying in that manner, you can look at those resources.
Here's the website here. I've got it.
I love following their Twitter account. They post great and that's another thing too, y'all. Like, we know everybody's struggling. Post the Suicide Lifeline. Like, retweet the Suicide Lifeline.
Yep.
You never know who on your timeline needs to see that.
I agree.
It's really important.
Post it up.
Because even though you might not get too many likes on it, so I'm telling you, folks appreciate that someone would even be thinking about that.
Even if one person sees it and goes, maybe I should call.
Yeah.
You just saved someone's life. Yeah, potentially. But the potential for it makes it worth it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm going to go see if they have anything right now.
Nice.
And retweet it because
Rashat's No says, Eliza, you should talk to Hannah on Honey Badger Radio. She was a survivor too, but she has a lot of info that may fill in the blank. Hosted by Brian Martinez. Do you know that Honey Badger Radio?
I don't know of that one.
You should check it out.
Yeah, I will. I mean, if Amanda check that one out.
Cool. White Lasagna says, I've known more people die of suicide than by car wrecks. I hate to think how the lockdowns has exacerbated the problem. Yeah, it's a shame. Oh, I just had a super chat jump. Thank you all for joining us. Brewmaster Monk says, who are some of your favorite punk bands? Have you discovered folk punk? Punk saved me, a la my last question. It helped me project my rage before I could start dealing with my childhood. Good. Punk bands. I like Sublime back when they were punk. Their first album, like early Sublime, it was very punky. And I liked them. I don't really, do punk that much. Are you into punk music at all? Or what?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your favorite punk band?
So I feel like I'm gonna say this wrong, but one thing I just stumbled into recently that I'm super vibing with. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm gonna say it wrong.
Just say it wrong.
It's gonna be so like. Ugh. There's Jewish punk.
Okay.
It's great. It's
Jewish punk.
So amazing. Yeah, it's like a mix between maybe like traditional. This is like so out of my wheelhouse. I'm not meaning this to offend anyone. I don't know how to say what it is.
Okay.
It's like a mixture between more of a traditional sound and punk. And it's awesome.
Cool.
But yeah, I like punk. I probably, so I was always more into like new wave.
Yeah.
More than punk. But so, The Cure, The Smiths, Morrissey, Joy Division. Nobody leave a comment about what Joy Division means. I know what it means. Bands like that. Susie and the Banshees, who I got to see live. So that was kind of more my wave, which is sort of an offshoot of that original punk scene. But yeah, definitely got down with punk.
Right on. Chapter Master says, Eliza, are you spiritual/religious? Also, do you think accepting a higher power in your life helped the healing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm a Christian, and I definitely believe in God.
Okay.
And I was already a Christian before and during and after. But for me, I feel like there is no other explanation for the way that my life has gone other than a higher power. And I fully support people finding a higher power of their understanding. Mine just happens to be God.
Right on. Thank you for sharing that. Mm-hmm. Lee says, invite them to the block party. I don't know what we were talking about then. Sorry. Dalamar says, on my 8th account in 6 months, rules are meant to be broken, kids. It's very easy to get around. Okay.
It is, but I think it's a lot more powerful if you stay consistent. Yeah. I don't know what this person's talking about. I'm talking about tweeting about trafficking stuff.
I think that might have been when we were talking about, getting banned off Twitter a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah.
If I get banned, I won't come back.
Yeah, same here.
Famous last words. What?
Yeah, right.
When Trump was banned, all the fake, like Trump coming back with the disguise, those cracked me up.
Those were really good.
What's the one? Oh, there was so much.
I don't remember his name, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Shout out to Babylon Bee because they do a lot of that good stuff.
I put up a picture of me with a mustache on, like my profile picture with a mustache on myself.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, when I get banned off Twitter, me popping back up.
Oh, that's funny. Kurt says, Timcast canceled tonight. Talk about game stocks. Well, I did last night, so I definitely, and Wednesday night. So I'm over the, if you don't know by now, you should. Great Loudmouth, thank you for that super chat. JRT says, if you're going to take down child traffic, you got to take down CPS. What is CPS? You know what that is?
Child Protective Services.
Ah, okay.
It sounds good so a lot of these conversations sound good to say something like that, but you have to really play the movie forward and how that plays out. Yes, we need an overhaul of everything.
Yep.
Child sex trafficking, child abuse.
Yep.
human trafficking, both labor and sex, are a massive problem. The whole situation needs an overhaul, but we do it one survivor at a time.
There it is.
We serve one survivor at a time.
That's all you can do. Champ Owns, hey Adam, if big fan of you since Tim Pool and been following you, can you react to a song, Ding-a-Ling Hightown DJ? I know you'll love it. I'll check it out, but I don't really do reaction stuff. You know, I tend to just do my show, but I'll check it out.
You should have me do it.
Yeah.
I'm brutal. I'm beast.
Yeah, you are. Joseph.
Dang.
You are.
I'll
give it to you. You know you are.
I'm savage.
Joseph says, you're a genuine dude, Adam. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you are a genuine dude.
Thanks. Ryan, Adam, love Tom McDonald and what he's doing today, but check out the OG king of independent rap, Tech 9. FTI Industry is punks. Also, Power or Absolute Power, a few. All right, yeah, I'll check them out. I don't really know.
I know Tech 9. I know of Tech 9's music.
All right, yeah, I'll check them out.
Kind of is the OG.
Dent Crow says, thoughts on emotional abuse. My first partner slowly ruined my confidence over 5 years, then dumped me. I had to work with a life coach before I realized what happened to me. I was in denial. And you know what? This, in fact, happened to me. I think it boils down to, you know, when you change yourself for someone, right away, that's an issue. And I did that personally in multiple relationships. There was a few relationships that I was throughout my 20s. I didn't realize how much I had changed myself. And it took, I mean, pretty much over the past 5 years of realizing when I've been with someone who I don't have to change myself for, you know, your confidence goes away after a while when you're slowly losing who you are, when you're trying to conform to someone else, when it should be easy. You know, you should really, remain yourself. And I lost my confidence, and I wasn't playing music anymore. I wasn't singing anymore. I wasn't being myself. And it was I didn't realize how much I was different until much later, you know, and it's not an easy thing to recognize and see, you know. So I definitely understand, you know, where you were at there.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's really hard.
It's a tough thing.
It's weird for me because you're such an incredible man. I can't imagine you changing yourself. That sounds so wild because to me, you're the type of guy that's like has the whole package.
Yeah.
So it's
well, thank you.
No, I'm being serious, and I mean that in like a totally platonic way, everybody, because I know what folks are gonna say.
No, I get it.
Care less, but that just goes to show that even somebody that has it all going for them still, you know, is susceptible to that.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyone, you know, I preach this all the time. Anyone can be affected by anything. Anyone can be a good person. Anyone could be a bad person. Anyone could fall victim to anything. You know, it's like a lack of confidence. It's because I let myself be changed, you know, because I was catering to the people I was with, and, you know, I didn't recognize it. And then once I recognized it, I was able to regain who I am. And now I keep bringing it back to my partner. Like, Anisha, I can be me. And that's something that I didn't realize how important it was for me to remain me and not change who I am and alter myself at all. And that's another, put that on the list of why she's incredible, because, and I you know, and I want her to remain her. I don't want her to change, and I want to like empower her and prop her up. And I definitely feel that from her. So it's like, find yourself someone, you know, to give you that.
There's nothing wrong with changing for the better. So I try to be completely myself, whatever I am that moment, that day, that time.
That's a good point.
But yeah. I have a lot of ways that I need to improve.
Mm-hmm.
So I am constantly striving, but that's really, It's odd. So this is a weird thing I kind of grapple
it's
with.
growth though. It's like it's growing into a stronger human being. It's like you could do that with or without a partner. And if you have a partner that helps continue that growth.
Yes. Like it would be awesome if I fell in love with someone that works out.
Yeah.
Because I have struggled in that area. It's just getting the motivation and also just allocating the time out of my day to do it.
Yeah.
So it would be awesome. So in that way, like I'm kind of like, well, it would be kind of nice. I wouldn't be working out for him. I would be doing it at the same time, or somebody encouraging me to have healthier habits in that way.
Right.
It would be cool.
Manifest it. It'll happen.
Listen, I've been manifesting this perfect man for 150 years, okay? This is how it feels. This manifesting this perfect man.
There was a point in my life where I was like, man, I'm finally regaining the confidence to be me. You know what? I'm enjoying being me. I don't even care about being in a relationship. I'm not going to look for anyone anymore. And guess who I met that like the next day, a week later? Nisha.
I'm cool. Like, there's a part of me that likes being single.
Okay.
Like, I just flew out here.
Unaware.
Random quick. Mm-hmm. Stayed. Random quick. Because I don't have children and because yet. I don't think it's coming. But because I don't have children and because I don't have a husband, boyfriend, anything like that.
Yeah.
I can do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do. And one of the reasons that I've had such an incredible year this past year from April to now is because I have been free to do whatever.
Yeah, it's good.
If I had a better half, I shouldn't say better half, but if I had a significant other, there's no way I would be able to do half the stuff I do. I mean, I'm working constantly.
Maybe not though. Because, a good partner is someone that's going to see your potential and prop you up.
That's true.
And help you further yourself and grow.
True. You're right. Because I have friends and they don't hold me back. They help me out.
Exactly. Right. So, you just got to find that person that believes in you and, pushes you into the growth that is a good path.
One day, Adam.
One day.
One day.
I believe it. It's going to happen. Don't worry.
Somewhere out there.
Daniel says the elites are going to crash the market to show that they are in control, and they'll blame it on GameStop event. I think we should rally behind Bitcoin when it happens. Just my opinion. Yeah, maybe. Great Loudmouth says, Eliza, remind me to never tick you off. Spicy. Yeah, I don't want to be on her bad side. No way. A lot
of people have said that.
No way. Tyler says, hey, Adam, have you had a chance to see the new Thomas Sowell doc? He is responsible for my shift towards right libertarian. Worth checking out. I haven't seen a new documentary by Thomas Sowell. Or is it on Thomas Sowell? I'm very interested, though, because he's one of the greatest American minds alive today. Hands down. R2 says, one of the biggest lies out there is that victims are powerless. Victims have incredible power to help others suffering move forward. Very well said. You're absolutely right. And she even made it clear that the abusers want these victims to believe that they're powerless. They convince them that they're powerless. Mm-hmm. So and even today, like, how many people have super chatted? They're hard to talk about stories of things that they've been through and how much power you are clearly giving people by talking about it, and seeing others talk up. You're absolutely right. They have so much power in helping other people understand that they are not alone. And that's key, to know that you're not alone out there. Other people have been through this and are there for you. So it's a strong message that I won't ever stop fighting for.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Gosh, I got a little choked up there.
Sorry, Adam.
No, it's cool. I strongly believe this. It's something that I really want. I want to help as many people as I can. And that people are like, get into politics, and I'm like, yeah, I would basically disappear into the political world. And it's like, I can do so much more help doing what I'm doing. Like having people like you on my show, spreading such a strong message, helping people. And that's what I want to do.
I appreciate it a lot. Your supporters after the last podcast have been just really rallied behind and just helped to spread the message. And especially with the John Doe case, that's crucial timing for me. And so I really, really appreciate it. And, people always feel powerless, but it's like, look, you're giving a voice to a survivor. I was trying to tell Tim last night, I was like, you realize this is kind of unprecedented. Like this a survivor constantly going on these podcasts,
Yep.
this is really kind of groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It happens, but not so much like this at this pace. Usually it's just an isolated podcast. The fact that just the podcast spaces rally behind, I felt in my heart that this is the best way to go. So it's not muddied by mainstream media.
True.
They're not going to censor. You guys aren't going to censor me. Do you know how amazing it feels for you to say, like, I think this woman has something to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her this opportunity to speak. It's really moving, and I appreciate it. And I think you should keep doing exactly what you're doing.
I'm not stopping.
You know where I'm at with stuff. I'm not stopping either. And I want people to know too. People think that they're so powerless. Look, you already know I don't have a lot of money. I don't have internet. I don't have, I don't have all this stuff, right? And if I said, oh, I'll wait until I have money. Oh, I'll wait till I have internet. Oh, I'll wait till I have connections. I didn't wait for any of it.
Yeah.
I started tweeting about human trafficking.
Yep.
That's it.
And you're not stopping.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
It actually is going to get more crazy, I think.
Mark G says, I simp for Crigler coffee. Thank you, Mark G. You're always sending some great super chats. Red Dog, thanks for that super chat. Appreciate it. Paolo says, Eliza, you are such an inspiration. Keep being amazing. You are an inspiration for all the world. I pray for you and ask God to keep you safe.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Paolo.
Please keep praying. I need it.
They will.
Please.
Oh, I just had a super chat jump. Acoustic Theory says, I want you to go crazy so no one listens to you. They want you to go crazy so no one listens to you. They want you to start violence because they profit from the chaos. Exactly.
I think about that a lot.
It's the truth.
I think about that very much. I think, because I do have that side. So, like, my tweets and stuff are very measured. They're like the measured, toned down version.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all the time they want me to go to take it there and just go fully off the rails.
Yep.
I don't give them the satisfaction.
Good.
But I don't want to sound too cocky because it could always happen.
It's true. You never know, right?
I mean, yeah. Again, I get really passionate
what
about
they're
things.
what they're getting. They're up in the bannings constantly. Montana Horseman says, always a good show, Adam. Thanks for the important topic and your gentle nature in handling it. Well done. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Thunder Cleese says, Eliza, thanks for coming on Timcast/Adamcast, and I admire you for your advocacy work. If Adam can't set you up with a good fellow, give a yell this way. I'll take you out. Your story is amazing. Thank you, Thunder. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
D4 says, thank you both for being beautiful people. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Brewmaster Monk says, yo, Eliza, you described folk punk. Look up Defiance, Ohio, and Andrew Jackson Jihad. Cool. You'll probably like that.
I'll look it up.
Right on. Hey, Amanda, check those.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reminder later.
No, legit. That's exactly what I was just thinking.
I got it.
Look it up.
Oh, that's funny. Gugu Lack. What a interesting name. Sorry, wish I had more to give you right now. Listen to Killing the Truth by Against All Authority. Sums up the reality these days. Keep up the good work. Nice guest. I saw her on IRL. The other wannabe IRL, you mean? Just kidding.
I'm done with you in your shade.
It was the original. I just love poking fun. And everyone seems to freak out when I do it. Brewmaster Monk says, 2 state reps were killed after trying to investigate child trafficking by CPS. I think in New Mexico, where Epstein was given a ranch by the governor. Jeez, my goodness. Yeah, the deeper you dig, the crazier it gets.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm. John Barrett says, Roxette Joyride vibes. I like it. I don't know what that. Wait, what was that? I don't know what that is, but cool. Johnny says, hey, brother, are there any YouTube artists that you listen to? I would suggest Rusty Cage. He is a song/comic book writer. Cool. All right, I'll check him out. You can just write that down for later. I will check it out. Let's see. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says, don't worry, Adam. I'd take your whole package. Well, whoa, thank you.
Hey, yo.
My goodness.
Hey.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Whoa.
Acoustic Theory says, if hedge funds and elites are planning to crash the market, buy the crash dip, keep cash on sidelines ready to jump in. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they really do try to crash it. Quiet Guitarist Fan says, when you know who you are and what you like about yourself, changing for other people isn't such a big deal. Abed Nadir community. Interesting. When you know who you are and you like and what you like about yourself, changing for other people isn't such a big deal. Right. But when you lose that is when it becomes an issue. Yeah, right. White Lasagna says, the abusers want survivors to feel powerless. Might be off topic, but that reminds me of how the far left behaves towards black people. It's pretty astute. Actually, it makes sense. I can see that. Very nice. All right, well, that's all the super chats. It is Friday, so I guess it's only fitting that I play music. This is, I guess, my longest show. We've been going for 2.5 hours, so it's after 9. It's the longest I've ever gone, I think. But
cool.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna rock some songs out.
How long are you gonna play?
I'll just play a song or two. You can if you gotta go do whatever.
What do I have to do? I'm here in the house. This is what I'm doing.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do that thing. Oh,
right.
You know what's so hilarious?
What?
This
What's
is
hilarious?
what I'll go out on.
Wait, hold on. Why don't you go out? Yeah,
This is
I'll
what
play
I'll
some
go
music.
out on. So what's hilarious is I had never done the interview in this, before, so I hadn't worn the headphones. When I took off the headphones last night on Simcast IRL, there was makeup all around the headphones.
Oh, really?
And I think it's going to be the same way for this. So we'll have to wipe it down.
That's
and
okay.
I apologize.
Thanks for the warning.
I want to thank everyone for watching and for the super chats and everything. And thank you again for having me on.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. And thanks for staying another day to join my show. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Thank you. All right, everybody, listen to him play.
All right, it's Friday Night Jams. You know how that does. What I do. I'm gonna be looking at chat. If you guys have any songs that you want me to play, for the first person just said The Forge. It is fitting that I'm gonna bust that song out. I'm gonna spin the UFO. Someone said spin the UFO too, because I'm gonna spin it. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Here we go. You know what? Let me grab the other mic so the guitar is mic'd up also. All right, this is the first song I'm gonna play. It's called The Forge. You fear what you don't understand and place blame on anyone you can besides yourself. You should be ashamed, 'cause you're responsible on how you handle change. Hold yourself accountable. You define who you are. You define who you are. Welcome to the Forge. Are you the same? Are you different? Burnt on the flames of your existence. We all burn the same. There's no difference. We must learn to live with our decisions. Life, call it what you will. It's a blessing and a curse, depending how you feel. Are you afraid of what they think? Are you here to entertain? Don't you know who you are? Don't you know who you are? Welcome to the Forge. Are you the same? Are you different? Burnt on the flames of your existence. We all burn the same. There's no difference. We must learn to live with our decisions. All of them. We must move forward. Welcome to was the Forge. I kind of lost myself in there a little bit. Yeah, thank you all for hanging out. That was my song. A lot of people saying it sounds like it sounds like Tool. Thank you. Every time anyone says that, it reminds them of Tool. I'm just like, dope. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Because man, I love Tool very much. Big fan of mine. Wow, chat, you guys are going nuts. Thanks, Jacko. I appreciate you hanging out and listening to me play, even though you clearly don't like it. That's funny. What should I play next, everybody? It's Friday Night Jams. You know how I do. Waiting for the album. The album is coming soon. AJ says intense. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Smoke the Conqueror says Adam Maynard. Very cool. Man, anyone who compares me to Maynard, I'm just like, that is a huge compliment. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Jacko, keep it up. See if I keep you in my chat. You know, I could just get rid of you if you like, if you're not going to say anything nice. All right, I got Walking With You. We got Melancholy Hellhound. I don't think my voice can handle Melancholy Hellhound right now. I'm sorry. Maybe Green Tea. That seems pretty chill. I think I might do that, actually. Green Leaf. Green Tea. You know what? I'm going to do Green Tea. That's a pretty chill song. This is about addiction, actually, which I think it's fitting for today's episode. Called Green Tea. Green tea Sunday, impure breaking of the dawn, lazy roll back over, sleep till noon or the afternoon. Something has got a hold on me. Lazy weekend, impure breaking of the law. I'm cloudy yet weightless, suppressing all those things I do, but I shouldn't do. Something's got a hold on me. You used to draw me pictures in the dark and erase them with a smiling face. Too bad all those dreams seem to fade away. The haunting green tea, impure breaking of my mind. The silent excuses. I know I sometimes lose control. That was the start of it all. Something's got a hold on me. You used to draw me pictures in the dark and erase them with a smiling face. those dreams seemed to fade away. Thank you very much. That was called Green Tea. Yeah, it's a chill song. Appreciate you for hanging out, guys. Friday night jams. You know how we do. Someone asked for this song, and you know I was talking about Nisha earlier, so this is called Walking With You. Took a walk tonight with my love, and all the cats are in the streets. Like us, they're trying to find a way home. Yeah, face life and its insanities. Talking about those little things that make you sing and feel alright. A natural high inside, like sunshine and rain. A fresh coffee to start your day with. I'm just glad I found my way home with you. I've been walking it so long. I've been walking it so long. When I'm walking with you, I've been walking it so long. When I'm walking with you, I've been walking it so long. Now I'm walking with you. Sun sets along the colonnade. All good dogs and bad are on their way. Like us, they're trying to find a peace of mind. Yeah, and face life and its insanities. Talking about those little things. A little thing that make you sing and feel alright. A natural high inside, like sunshine and rain. A fresh coffee to start your day. Well, I'm just glad I found my way home with you. I've been walking it so long. Well, now I'm walking with you. I've been walking it so long. Well, now I'm walking with you. Walking it so long. Now I'm walking with you. I've been walking it so long. Now I'm walking with you. And I felt it from the start. A connection from the stars. I've been walking it so long. Now I'm walking with you. Now I'm walking with you. Now I'm walking with you. Woo! Now that is Walking With You. I love that. Yeah, Gilgamesh just said, nothing beats the show where he and his wife just jammed out together. Yeah, it is fun. When she joins in, she adds a good mix. And actually, Ian has some awesome backup vocals on a couple of my songs. He's got some stuff on The Forge, and even that song, I hear it in my head. Like, he does this, like, I don't know. He just, he's got this big booming voice. Excuse me, that he's known for. All right. I see my mom's in chat. What up, Mom? I hope you're feeling better. And I'll play your favorite song, "Dance to Chicago." Let me bust this song out. This is one of my mom's favorite songs. I think that's on the third key, but let me see. forgot how to play it for a second. Let's dance to Chicago. I heard it on the radio from a car driving by as you walked away, Just tell me what you need and I'll make it happen if I can. I just wanna dance with you all the way home. I just wanna dance with you all the way to Chicago. I'll race you down the stairs of red. I'll let you in this time instead. Tell me what you need and I'll make it happen if I can. I just wanna dance with you all the way home. I just wanna dance with you all the way to Chicago. Chicago. Short but sweet. There it is, a little short but sweet song called Dance to Chicago. Dance to Chicago? I think that's the name of that song. An oldie but a goodie. This is another one of my newer songs called Freely. And I really like this one a lot. It's one of my newer songs, you know, kind of like The Forge. It's pretty obvious, you know, speaking up and being, you know, speaking your truth is very important. Life sucks sometimes, but when you realize it's not so bad, just move along. What choice do you have? You choose where your mind spends all its time. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When you find a smile, naturally, that's the magic, don't forget it. It'll help you see. In the dark, in the night, when you're trying to find your way and you've lost your sight. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. waterfall. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. All right. Sometimes you gotta just lose yourself to the music. Thank you all for hanging out. My goodness. Whew. Oh, I got some super chats here. Dark Wall says, first time seeing Eliza here. Wait, first time seeing Eliza is here. Gonna head back and watch earlier podcast she was on. Much love to both of you. Thank you, and I will let her know. She just we've been sitting here, and it is kind of hot in the studio, so I don't really blame her. She didn't have to leave, but it's okay. Amber says, to go towards creating your first single. Thank you so much, Amber. I really appreciate that. Harpy, thank you for that cute little fox super chat. Appreciate that. And then Turk says, I ain't got much, but you deserve this. Thank you for the entertainment, truth, and good vibes. I might be hooked. Thank you, Turk. Come back next time. You know, I'm here Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8. Granted, what time is it now? My goodness, 9:30. I've been going. This is my longest show that I've done, and it's honestly, it was a great show. Awesome topic, awesome guest. This is a seriously important issue that people need to be, talking about. So please share this video. This is the first time that I'm saying share, not to boost my show. It's because I want the message shared out there. I think it's so important that people need to talk about what we were talking about tonight and give people like Eliza a voice. Even from your super chats, from the people that were hanging out tonight, it feels like a lot of you have realized how much power you actually do have. So good for all of you. And just remember, you're not alone. All right, you're never alone. There's always someone that will listen. So thank you all so much for hanging out. I'm gonna go. That was a fun jam session. You guys are fantastic. Thank you all, and I will see you all next time, next Monday or on Monday here on AdamCast IRL. Good night, everybody.